Check me out now. Return of the smooth operator. Shawty on repeat. I say sleep later. This another favor. Consider me your neighbor. Lost a lot of fam in pursuit of the paper. She gon' catch the vapors when we slide by. The way I speak my mind, it's like I peak my prime, but I ain't close. I cruise through the night air. Fantasy a dream. Real world is a nightmare. Like Claire battling the brainless. Learn to live shameless. Talk about me alive, but claim that I'm nameless. You aimless. So I'ma style on them. They washed up. It's a rap. Throw the towel on them. Gaining miles on them. Otakus for the win. Tacos, it depend on the mood that I'm in. Like Finn when it's time for adventure. This some new blue. Get ready to enter my mind for a few. Come and take a ride with the crew. I'ma show you how to recoup days lost when you vibe with the blue. Come vibe with the blue. Yeah. About time to regroup. Fly, got my eyes on the view. Never hear lies, only truth. Realize why they vibe with the blue. 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 Vibe with the vibe with the sky. Wait, you know the rest. I'm blessed. I see you frontin' like you ain't impressed, but I still get requests. I'm playing Zelda on the GameCube. I quit spamming my music. Don't ever try forcing the links. That's a high rule. The wind waker, Mother Nature on my side too, controlling the elements. Go and check my avatar. I'm arrows ahead. Get the point. Moving forward, the battle scars accumulated over time are reminders of what I went through as a minor, but made me a grinder. The trees broke down for this loose leaf. If life's a game of death, I'm Bruce Lee. Ooh wee. Lose sleep on the regular, trying to get this word out. Then I crash Nebula. Wish I had a very odd parent, maybe two, but it's cool. Everybody pays dues. Now it's time to make moves. Granny didn't raise me to lose. Think I'm in the mood for a cruise. Wanna ride? Come and vibe with the blue. Come 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 vibe with the. Check this out, y'all. I'm back spazzing like the elderly worth of my cousin Beverly. Never swear away from the truth. Just ask Heather, be weather, be tripping, starting to look control like our destiny. Always give you the best of me until the death of me. My weaponry is a paintbrush. Hush, don't tell my secret. They get a hold of it. If you leak it, get it. It's cool. Got you covered though, look. But let me get back to that cool-ish, loose-ish. Why they still lying? They don't do this. Bad at board games, whole world clueless. Selling they soul for roof Chris. Who's this honored fella? Need a sliced extra mozzarella. Crew fly, let God propellers. Humanity born like they don't trust fun. Why you dodge the teller? You don't know, but my odds are better. Life's a gamble, depending on who holding the cards. You can start living at large or it's bon voyage. Charge it to the game. Me and you ain't the same. I'm thinking bigger pictures. Why you still shrinking the frame? Ever blink in the rain? It helps when your eyes dry. Mob with the bright minds. Think you funny, wise guy? Midnight marauder with a new tribe. Tired of the fake. Come and vibe with the blue sky. Come vibe with the blue sky. Why do you try? We get them high. Take them high. What I do? Come vibe with the blue. Yeah. Come vibe with the blue. Ask what up? Vibe with the. Wise grass only greener when it's fertilized. Gave them truth in these songs, they prefer to lies. Destiny beautiful, adrift in her purple lies. You can't see me, you Stevie. Wondering how I reach more evolutions than Evie and make it look easy. Dream on, yeah. Stream on, Dreamweaver.
What is up, Earth's mightiest subscribers? It's your boy, Ernie, Blerd Without Fear, with the homie, Carter Presents. What's good, my people?
I have now hit 100 episodes, and all I have to show for it are sore legs.
Hey, be like the dude I killed on Fortnite the other day. Be like, man, you just died tired. You just died tired.
Doing that damn hike, I was a crawling motherfucker after that last little bit, boy.
I believe it. I believe it. I believe it. You know what? Oh, wow. Whoa.
Damn.
Off rip, apparently. That is the homie, the Robo Strange out here coming through. Oh, with the hold on, let me get a little something in my me 1999 in the super chat. Man, we appreciate you, pimp. We appreciate
appreciate that, strange robot. Thank you for the
he said, let's go.
I like some of the TV shows that your production company has done. I guess you're part of Bad Robot. I guess because you're a strange one, but this ain't about you right now. I've done 100 episodes.
It's about me. Thank you, Robo. Thank you. Yeah, much love and appreciated.
I feel like that was him that just called my phone right now. The man don't even have my number, but he is a goddamn strange robot. He might get it. But somebody just called me twice restricted. This motherfucker.
Oh no, that's somebody trying to sell you something. Mm-hmm. That's what that is. So, but you know what? Honestly, before we get into everything we're gonna get into, I do real quick, because I know we technically got to pour one out for a couple of different reasons. However, we also got to pour one out. We got to pour one out for a real one.
Yeah.
We actually, man, dude, it's goddamn, dude. This shit's still like kind of like you know how we were on watch for George Perez because he had went into hospice care and it was like, oh man, dude, we're gonna lose George Perez soon. And then the universe was like, no, y'all still got a minute. We got somebody else we can get. And
that's fucked up.
And dude, they took a real one from us. That would be Neil Adams. Neil Adams. They didn't snatch him up from us. And from I think let me see. I'm looking to see if we have any idea what the cause of death was. I mean, he's 80 years old, so I mean, that
was a full life.
Yeah. He a good grown man. He a good grown man. He wasn't no youngin. Let's put it like that. He wasn't no youngin.
Yeah. His console did a full cycle.
Yes. Oh yes. But
I don't have any liquor to pour out, so I just poured water in a Starbucks cup because I don't waste liquor like that. I'm sorry, but please.
He's like, continue. He's like, please continue. But yeah, it's messed up because and I don't know. I feel like maybe I don't know if younger generations are gonna have the same level of respect for Neil Adams that I think people closer to our age would.
Yeah,
but a lot of people may not know this, but Neil Adams was responsible for, like, a lot of comic book fans our age. He was technically kind of responsible for the way we viewed a lot of things. He was the guy that I know a lot of people talk about Alan Moore revolutionizing Batman to be the more grimy, more serious Batman.
Yeah,
as we know him today. But Neil Adams is actually the one that's responsible for that. He was the one that actually started, because when Neil Adams took over Batman, Batman was still considered to be the Adam West Batman. He was the more lighthearted Batman. And then when Neil Adams came along, he was the one that kind of shifted it away from that direction. He's also the same guy who gave us Jon Stewart as Green Lantern. He was the guy created a lot of shit. Also, during his time on Batman, he created a lot of characters. Talia and Ra's al Ghul? He created those characters. Like I said, just if you think of any memorable superheroes, supervillains over the last 50, 60 years, or at least I would say actually they're close to like 40 years. Maybe 40 or 50 years. Yeah, you could probably attribute them to him.
He lived a full life and he left his fingerprints all over the comic business. Period.
Oh yes. So I like I said, we just I just wanted to say that real quick, just to like I said, we pouring one out. I'm not pouring shit near this computer again. Just I just want to put that out there. But
Miss Neil Adams, rest easy, sir. Rest easy.
God rest his soul. But you know what? I think he would love for us to keep the conversation going, keep talking about the thing we love, the thing he loved. And that's them funny books.
Yes. Before we get into that, because I remember a conversation we had on the last Cape not too long ago. Mm-hmm. I want to do a check real quick. Brother, how you been? I feel like we gotta do these mental health checks and make sure everybody's good, make sure everybody's clean. How you been, sir?
Man, I'm all right. You know, aside from destroying my audio interface from last week, I'm actually pretty good actually. It's been a rough. So you know what? I'll go ahead and spill the beans. For those who don't know, I recently made a life change. And you're probably sitting there thinking, oh man, what's he doing? What's he doing with his life? I don't mean like anything physical. I mean like from a work perspective. I made the switch. And actually, Robo Strange is to thank for this one. I made the switch from using Vegas Pro, which I've been using since, or at least a version of it since the channel started.
Okay.
So
Vegas been around. Vegas been around since the MySpace days.
Oh yeah. Like Vegas has been around long enough. I think that they're on Vegas Pro 18. I was still functioning off of like 16 by this point. But DaVinci Resolve, I switched over to DaVinci Resolve. Robo was the one that suggested it to me, and I was like, yeah, okay, cool. I'll give it the college try. I'll give it the old college try. And it's been difficult. That's kind of why I haven't been pumping videos out as quickly as I normally would, which isn't very fast at all anyway, because I'm learning a new program. And it's finally coming along. I feel like I'm getting closer to almost matching the speed that I would have with Vegas Pro. But the thing is, I actually am probably going to make a hard rule in the future to not have very long videos, because I'm not gonna lie to y'all, that shit felt painful while also trying to learn a new program. Like, because it just so happens some of the longest videos I've put out in a long time dropped roughly around time I'm trying to learn this shit. So that's why, like, I kind of snuck in a couple of short ones. Because honestly, normally I probably never would have done a video about a throwaway Spider-Man character, but I was like, you know what, fine, I'll use this as an opportunity. Or whatever. But yeah, anywho's, yeah, that's what's been going on with me. Carter, what's going on with you, brother? Oh, you are muted. Or
you can't hear me at all?
Now I can hear you. There you go.
Okay.
And you were talking at first and I couldn't hear you.
Oh, because Discord was making it seem like it was using the wrong mic, so that's how I was trying to get.
Oh, yeah, okay, yeah, you're good. You're good. Yeah, I can
Okay,
hear you just
okay.
fine now. Yeah, you're good.
Yeah. So I mean, I didn't have to learn a new.
He's like, well, maybe.
Well, I didn't. I didn't learn a new program, but I actually went, as you well know, because I called you in the middle of the kung fu treachery that happened afterwards. But
Yeah.
I went hiking this week. The one thing that I have not done in the 2 years I've been in LA is I have not gone to see the Hollywood sign, and I actually went on the hike to see the Hollywood sign, which is actually very funny because once you get into the Hollywood Hills, if you did a full playthrough of GTA 5, you know exactly where to go in the Hollywood Hills.
Damn.
I went by Franklin House like 3 times.
Oh,
but let me explain something to you all. If you all have partners and there are more of the IG selfie types. You gotta take pictures over here and over here and over here. I pray for y'all because having to deal with that for just one day. Whoo, Lord. But man, that was but I have quite a few pictures that I took at the Hollywood sign. Actually, to the point where, because there are several different spots you can go to actually get shots. But the friend of mine that I was with, friend of mine at the time, we had to go closer, and it got to the point where we actually got to the very top of the Hollywood sign. If you just to give you all an idea of where we were, if you all want to Google the Dr. Dre Compton album cover, we were all the way up there. That's where we were.
Oh, damn. Y'all was up there.
Yeah, I have some pictures. Like I put like 1 or 2 of them on Instagram, but my back was turned on all of them. Like damn near every picture of me, my back is turned. One reason being because I didn't want the camera to see how hard I was out of fucking breath, and I really didn't want the camera to see the angry look on my feet, on my face. Excuse me.
Your feet was mad too. Your feet was mad at you too, though.
Oh yeah, most definitely. Because I just meant to say like my legs were on fire.
I believe it.
My feet were on fire. I got up before, like just to sit down in this chair, my quads hollered. I felt like Triple H for a second there.
Damn.
I tore something.
Like you slid the ring like Vince, and both quads just blown.
Man. But I mean, it was a really dope experience to get to the actual Hollywood sign itself. That was not that bad of a trek, just to see the Hollywood sign off in the distance and get a couple pictures. It was when you wanted to make that trek to the top. Now I know how Gandalf felt with the hairy midgets trying to go to Mordor, because Lord have mercy.
Well, just tired, just like,
boy, that was a goddamn horror movie. And I'm trying, and let me see, roughly 2-hour hike to get up there.
Oh no. See, no, let me tell you something. I just saw Trip Zero put something in the chat to just let me know I ain't never going up there.
So
ain't never going up there. No, I'm gonna tell you, because he said watch out for the talk about watch out for the mountain lions. No, I'm good.
No, and here's the funny thing though. There is actually a story with that. I've never seen any in Los Angeles. Which Dr. Strong saying the things we do for cheeks. It was not for cheeks. I was just trying to be a good. I was just trying to help somebody out. When I was in, you don't know what this is, Bristol.
Yeah.
So or a lot of you all won't know. There's a part of Tennessee called Bristol, but it's also in Virginia. So literally, like where you see those movies where like one minute somebody will take a step in America, another minute somebody will take a step into Mexico, something like that.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
how Bristol, Tennessee is. One that you could cross the street and be in Tennessee, or you could cross the street and be in Virginia. This is young Carter. When Carter was in Job Corps for a little bit, trying to learn a trade, fooling around with a girl on the basketball court, and we were deep in the Virginia mountains. You could barely get a phone signal. The nicest phone somebody had was like this was still like Cricket green screen Nokia era, and
a cheeky hike. Oh Lord. I see what you did there.
But yeah, I cannot stress enough. This was not for cheek shot. This was just something I had already wanted to do, but now I had a reason to do it. But it was in the Virginia mountains. Young Carter is fooling around with a girl. Then the girl gets upset with Carter because who is that in the bushes? I just saw somebody camera flash. I'm looking at it right now. They got their phone light on in them bushes. It's like 8 o'clock at night. I turn around. She has a flip phone. I grab the flip phone, take the picture, and Scar is looking me dead in the face. I felt bad afterwards because of how hard I pushed this girl off me. And screamed and ran to my dorm saying that Scar and them hyenas was coming after me.
Look, you know that motherfucker sitting there, he was standing talking about be prepared.
But yeah,
that motherfucker said prepare for the chance of a lifetime.
Dog. but yeah, man. Yeah, I've seen mountain lions in fucking Virginia, but I've never seen them in LA. It's very weird. But yeah, the Hollywood sign hike. I'll post a few of them on Twitter. It was the friend who took the picture. She takes awful photos, but I have like 1, 2, maybe 3 that are good shots. I'll post them on Twitter. Matter of fact, post them in the Discord because you're supposed to be in the Discord having conversations and communicating, dialogues, conversing. Y'all supposed to be doing that in that Discord. Not tagging us in shit. Not tagging us in something. And then that's the only reason somebody else is having a conversation in there. Jamal Simmons with the Blerd Club Silver for 29 months.
Good God.
Congratulations, Blerd, on 66.7K.
Yeah. Thank you for that. We also got Robo Strange with the 13 months.
Thank you, Strange Robot.
Coming in, said Final Destination of Comic Book Godfathers. Yeah, we getting there, man.
Well, fuck you very much. I don't want to feel like a godfather. Please believe on that hike, I felt like a fucking godfather because my legs were screaming. My legs were screaming for their life. We want to go watch Perry Mason, and in the heat of the night, we don't want to be walking up here.
Ooh, that man said in the heat of the night, Lord.
Do you know what made me feel worse about that hike?
What's up?
So I'm walking up there. My friend, she decides to just say, fuck it. She's going to try to run the rest of the way up her. Now, keep in mind, we already been at it for 2 hours now. But we're getting to the very top of it, but at this point, my legs are shot. My back is hurting because I got a backpack full of unnecessary crap we didn't need to bring with us.
Lord.
And there was this family. There was a family that was also taking the trail. It was a bunch of tourists from fucking Australia.
Oh God.
2 kids, babies.
Oh God.
Big ass stroller. These motherfuckers beat me up to the top. I was so out of it.
Ooh, no.
That's what made me feel bad. The fucking Australians,
oh
beat me to the top.
Brother,
with babies and a stroller.
Brother, no. Look, we got a $5 super chat from GoCon Sure His Baby's father. Says, Carter, you went to Harper Ferry Job Corps? He said, I went there.
I did not. I went to Jacobs Creek.
Okay.
And it was only for a minute because I got caught with the dean's daughter and went right back to Memphis.
Dude. Look, had the dean's daughter just getting the whole back blown out in the Steiner recliner. Lord.
Let me tell you something. Okay. Way back in them days, Carter was what they like to refer to as a sexual being.
I know. We got LJ Brown with the 18 months. It says Carter and the quest for cheeks.
It was not for cheeks. Why does everybody think it's cheeks?
I mean, hey, you never know. We also got Leather Jacket Antihero with the $4.99 super chat. Says, I'm living out here in the LA area now. And Carter, tell me, how can it be so nice and ghetto at the same time?
I asked myself that very same question. Like I've told Ernie this several times. That's why Ernie don't want to bring his ass up here anymore.
Nope.
It's literally just a more expensive Memphis.
Yep.
With more homeless and more streetwalkers.
Yeah, no, I'm good. Basically, I could walk down Jackson Avenue. Hit
you
up
go down Lamar.
Yeah, I just go to Lamar. Be like, I can see all the hoes. I'm good. Says, we got one here from Jamal Simmons with the $5 super chat. Says, Blerd and Carter, you guys plan to do a reaction to Doctor Strange, Multiverse of Madness? Well, we are gonna do in a little bit. We're gonna talk about Moon Knight first, and then we'll get into some Doctor Strangeness stuff. Things. But no, we'll be getting into it here just a little while. What's up, QR Steel?
I wonder if he's actually talking about like a reaction video.
Oh, talking about like wait, talking about to what?
I'm wondering if he means like when the movie drops, if we're gonna go see it and then immediately do a video.
I mean, I'm gonna go see it that Thursday.
Oh, because you're going at midnight, I guess.
Well, it'll be like 7, but
okay.
But I'll be going then. I don't know if we'll do anything. We'll probably just save it for the cave. We can talk about it there like we usually do. I mean, I guess technically we could do a separate video for it. We'll see. Maybe I don't know. We'll see what happens. I'll burn that bridge once I cross it. Let's see here. Oh, wait. We got another one here from Bang Kill with the 1999 in the super chat. Says Treasure Island Job Corps culinary at its finest. Yeah.
I hear you. Mine was not. I wouldn't have said all that like that there. You know what? Mine was like those early 2000 like American Pie road trip kind of places because
Lord. This man.
Jacobs Creek was in the mountains. You could barely get a phone signal. 1, 2, 3. I'm counting right now. 1, 2, 3. 3 male dorms, 1 female, and all those sisters knew when the new boys came in.
Damn. Lord. I love here when it said Herbert Scott said he said Lamar sub special. Them chicks out there 24/7.
I didn't even know about that until my father told me.
Oh yeah, no, they be out there.
Apparently he is known by name over on that street.
Look. Lord, see,
Yeah, that was a very disturbing conversation when I found out that little nugget.
Man, look, that's not something you want to be famous for. Look, we got another 1999 in the soup chat. Says this is from Gabriel the Dark Knight. Says happy Saturday, Ernie and Carter. Traveling this weekend, but catching as much of this as I can. Happy to see last week's body has been disposed of. Hey, look.
I ain't got I ain't got nothing to do with that. I don't know what you talking about. We had quite a few technical difficulties, as you all are painfully aware.
You clipping hard to motherfucker. Yeah, look.
Keep doing exactly what you're doing right now, and you know what I'm talking about.
Oh Lord, Jesus Christ! No,
listen, man, we ain't gonna talk about this, man. I told y'all.
Hey, look. I don't. We don't know nothing. But thank you. Safe travels. We got Dan the Man with the $5 super chat says, "What a dude, nephews. Think all of the original recipe superheroes from 2000s will pop up in Multiverse of Madness. How are things with Milestone?" Well, I can definitely answer the first one. We are probably gonna see. We're probably gonna see a lot of different heroes. I don't think we'll see too many more heroes than ones we've already kind of been rumored to see, but I do know that we'll be seeing a couple of characters that some people might have forgotten are going to be in it. Yeah. As for Milestone, and we'll talk more about that here in just a little bit, but Milestone is doing really good. Hardware's finale hasn't hit yet. They still got, I think, 2 more issues left of Hardware before that first season is up. Static, Icon, and Rocket, those are both of those books are done for the season, but they will be back this year, this summer. For both books, as far as I know. And we got Blood Syndicate this coming, well, actually it's May, so within a couple of weeks or less than. And I'm pretty sure the Love Corps, which I keep because I've known them as the Love, even though the book, they literally just got introduced. They were the Love Army for like 4 or 5 years, so it's hard to break that habit. But the Love Corps, that were showcased in Icon and Rocket, I don't know if they're getting a book by themselves, but I'm thinking we'll likely see that sometime soon. But yeah, so far so good. I've been digging it. Been digging it a lot. And yeah. That's all I got. Let's go. Let's not, because we're way out in the weeds here. Let's get to, we got to get talking about Moon Knight, because we got a lot to talk about today. First and foremost, this episode was kind of a heartbreaking episode. I saw somebody talk about putting F's in the chat for a certain character. Yes. I'm gonna just go ahead and say it right now. Yeah, I know people. This has been the meme that's been making the rounds for the last several months, because Disney. Disney came out with Encanto. They came out with Turning Red. Both movies about generational trauma. And by generational trauma, I don't mean generational trauma in the way I think most people like to think. When normally when people think about generational trauma, they think of suffering for the sins of their, or they think of suffering for the crimes that have been inflicted upon their ancestors. Well, what I'm talking about is generational trauma, more in the sense of the mental anguish one feels and goes through when trying to live up to the expectations of your family and the people who came before you, and sometimes not even that, sometimes just straight up child abuse, which not what I was expecting to see this episode. I was not expecting to see child abuse in this episode.
This, in my opinion, was I'm trying to say this without saying anything negative, and then you won't leave me alone about it. This, honestly, to me, was the best episode of the series.
Oh, no. You're not the first. Well, for one, you're not the first person I've heard say that. And you won't be the last, because I kind of feel the same way. Here's the thing. I feel like each episode of Moon Knight got better as it went along, for the most part. Because last week's episode, I was like, oh, yeah, this is my favorite episode so far. And now it's like, they're like, no. Wait for this week. And I watched this week, and I'm like, no. I mean, even though it messed with me. It triggered some things within me, some emotions within me that I didn't want to feel, nor was I prepared to feel. I like this episode a lot.
Mm-hmm.
And to kind of get into what we're talking about now, of course, everything's better. Everything is better when you gotta talk it.
Pleather.
That is not where I was going with that. I was gonna say everything is better when you have a talking hippo to mitigate the pain. Yeah, everything's better when you got a talking hippo that can mitigate the pain that you are feeling inside. But I did appreciate the like, I kind of figured this is how Tarouette was going to be handled, just because of the funny nature of how she was introduced in the previous episode. Like the whole, like, she walks up, she's got the ominous large, she got the nemesis footsteps. She got the nemesis footsteps. Like you can hear her coming a mile away. You got all you hear is that boom, 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 boom. She can have Tinkerer. You still hear her coming. But no, she shows up and everybody's like, "Oh my god!" And everybody's scared. She's just like, "Hi." Like I appreciated that because it was silly, it was whimsical, and honestly was very needed this episode, because this is some heavy subject matter that we're dealing with this episode, where we actually get to dive a little bit more into the history between why Mark Spector and Stephen Grant are going through the things that they're going through. And there's a lot of back and forth. There's a lot of not wanting to accept the reality of their past, not just on Mark's side, but even Steven's. There's points where Steven thinks that Mark is trying to keep something from him because, oh, Mark has dirty secrets and he's a bad person. It's not that. It's that there are things about their past Steven doesn't know, because, well, and I'm just going to say this, I mean, if you're here by this point, I'm hoping you've seen the episode, but we're just going to talk about it. This is the episode where I think a lot of us were wondering. I think me and Carter, you and I, we've had this conversation before, like, which way are they going with this? Are they going to try and make it where Steven is the main personality and Mark is like the alter, or are they going to go with it the way it is in the comics, where Mark is the main one and Steven is the alter? And we got our definitive answer this week when they did finally confirm that, yes, Mark is the main, one. He is the dominant personality. Steven was something that just kind of was created. And it was kind of hinted at in the previous episode when we learned that, where his name comes from.
That was surprising to me, just because, there are several books that leave it really ambiguous of who the dominant one is. And sometimes it's even used as a gag of trying to know, I'm the real one. No, I'm the real one. No, you're the real one. No, you're the real one. So for them to just concrete make it this way, and not something that got stretched out for quite a few seasons, I was really appreciative of that. See, we never ended up having this conversation like I wanted us to, but I know you said you don't like this movie, but this was the first thing that came to mind was Split.
Oh, yeah.
And
the reason I don't like Split is because of how it depicts DID, but beyond that, it's a fine movie.
Well, when I'm bringing up Split, what I mean is the character in that film, he had several different personalities, but it was basically the same. In this case, to where it was trauma. Yeah. In Split, he had the abusive mom. Moon Knight, we get the mom that is abusive, beating the shit, like is abusive. We got physical abuse. We have mental abuse, blaming
emotional abuse.
Exactly. So that was one thing that was the first thing that popped into my head when I was seeing these scenes, was like, okay, that was just like in Split, where those personalities, a few of them were there more so to protect Kevin. In that movie, Stephen Grant was there, like Mark said in this episode, because you had the good life. You had what I couldn't have. So I really like the way that all of that was. This was a really, 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 really good episode, man.
Oh yeah, oh no, 100%, 100%. And the episode did a lot of, they did a lot of messing around. There was something I saw someone said that, because I saw a lot of people that were upset that we didn't get the Jake Lockley introduction because it was seemingly teased in the previous in episode 4. Mm-hmm. It was teased. Yeah, we saw the sarcophagus. It was the third sarcophagus that was very similar to the one that Steven had. So people were like, "Oh, hey, that's Jake. It's got to be." And even I said, "There's got to be Jake in there." We even saw Jake teased in the episode prior to that. So a lot of people were upset, but apparently there are some people out there who think we actually did see Jake Lockley in this episode. Just we didn't know it. Like, there's a couple of scenes.
I was looking.
Yeah. What they did is, what they were talking about was, there was a couple of scenes where it's where Mark is talking with Arthur Harrow in the office. Mm-hmm. And there's a part where, like, when he stands up and suddenly his face looks different. It's not like he doesn't have, and I'm not saying he has like a mustache or anything, but just like he has marks on his face that weren't there before. And like his demeanor changes a little bit. And we've seen this kind of subtly over the course of the past few episodes, where there are moments where and I don't think this is a mess up on the studio or even Oscar Isaac's acting, because he's been very, very careful about how he acts when he's each character. And there have been moments over the past 3 episodes where we've seen him act a certain way that's not like either character. Like his demeanor's different, his speech is different, how he responds to stuff is different. Of course, we also know from, episode 3, where he had apparently beat the shit out of some folks and killed them, but neither Steven or Mark have any memory of it. So he's there, and I think we'll end up seeing him this episode. I think the reason why it's actually a good thing they didn't focus on him this episode is because it would have been too much. There was too many emotional arcs to be trying to shoehorn in a third personality. Not to mention, I think it would have cheapened what happens with Steven towards the end of this episode, with basically the spirits of the dead that Mark remembers killing. Like, as when they're in the which, by the way, Carter, you know what I really appreciate here? I really appreciate the how many times this show has referenced Black Panther. Like, there's a point in this show where Tauret literally mentions the Wakandan ancestral plane, like talking about how, it's just so nice, it's so nice there, oh my god, it's so great, it's so great. Who
you think did those braids? Stop it now, you know damn well. Who did the braids?
Look, she sat. She went over to somebody auntie house.
Oh yeah, she sat in somebody's lap.
Yeah, she said somebody look, probably broke their hip. By the way, man, shout outs to Tauret, man. I really like this character. I hope we see, I mean, obviously, not anytime soon, but I actually hope we see more stuff like this. I like it when this is what I've been wanting. I like it when the MCU actually embraces the absurdity of what it's supposed to be. And it works. A giant talk, like, remember how we used to be like, man, ain't nobody gonna buy no talking raccoon and a talking tree? And now we're at a point now where it's like, oh man, giant talking hippo? Yeah, man, I'm into it. It's like, whatever. Giant, look, the first time I think any of us saw, we saw Khonshu. Everybody's like, oh yeah, talking dude with a floating bird skull. Yeah, we into it. But no, I liked a lot of it. But yeah, we got this episode, we got to finally see the birth of Moon Knight. This is straight out of the comics. This scene is straight out of the comics. Him crawling to the altar of Khonshu, accepting the deal from Khonshu to become his, which actually I love this scene. It's like, it's like when they say the title of the show and you're like, Boom, they finally did it. They had the balls to do it. He's like, become my Moon Knight. I was just like, yeah, be his Moon Knight, man. Be his Moon Knight. Yeah. You're a badass now, Mark. Look at you, like getting in the sacred bandages. just form over him. I was like, yeah. This is the shit I live for. This is the shit I live for. But we can't have that without the realization that Steven ends up ultimately having, where Steven ends up in a roundabout way sacrificing himself. And remember how we talked about this last week? We talked about how, man, I was so glad to see Mark and Steven embracing one another, to actually accepting each other for who they really are. And they kind of walked that back a little bit at the beginning of this episode, but then Steven finally realizing that, I'm a part of you, Mark being like, you're a part of me, and them coming clean on the fact, like, Steven realizing that he is an alter, that he was something that was, created in Mark's head. And while at first being upset about that, realizing that he does care enough about Mark to sacrifice himself to save Mark from, I think Mark was going to be okay, but they knew that if one of them fell off the boat, that's it.
If
and
he falls, then that's it for me.
Yeah. And he did it. Like, we actually see Steven falls off the boat, and Tarwet even tells them that, if you fall off this boat, you're basically gonna be frozen in sand. You're done.
You are going to the home for infinite losers.
Yes. Oh man, dude. Yes. And that's what happens. Steven tackles one of those sand zombies and he falls over the edge, and he ends up being, and he is sacrificed.
Looking like he's waiting on somebody to come revive him real quick. He called
look, he's like, man, build some walls around me so you can pick me up, man. Pick me up. You got time. He's thirsted. But no, I really liked it. This, and not only that, just because that was the thing I think that threw a lot of people off, because Tarwet kept talking about balancing the scales. Yeah, you got to balance the scales, and it was because it was two hearts that were supposed to be as one, and you're thinking like, oh, they got to find Jake Lockley. That's what's going to be the thing. They got to find Jake Lockley, and then that's going to balance scales. And it's like, but that doesn't make any sense, because you'd be adding a third thing to something that's already unbalanced, and whatever. But then they were like, oh, he's got to be balanced because he has to get rid of Steven. It's like, bruh.
It's almost like you gotta stand up on your own and stop using that crutch.
Right.
Basically.
Yeah. No, which was just insane. And then we got to see, a lot of people thought this was the Wakandan ancestral plane for some reason, but I guess they're kind of similar. Like, as Tarwet says, they're two different places, but there may be similarities. But basically, what we saw was Mark going to the land of reeds, which has been brought up multiple times since the first episode. And it was actually pretty neat. I actually really liked how they did this, and just, I'm curious to see how they're gonna like pull this all around. I'm not really sure how they're gonna bring it home, but I mean, I'm into it. I legit cannot wait to see how they are going to like bring us all full circle. We still got a ton of stuff that we have yet to see in this season. We literally have one final episode left, and it's gonna be interesting. This man, this fool. Anyway, let's see, man. We actually got some super chat, dude. We got like a ton of super chats here. Let's get these super chats, man. We gotta give it to him. Let's see here. We got one here. It's from the Purple Lord Leo Anansi. Says, keep it blurred. Hashtag my Captain Marvel is. Oh yeah, now we're gonna talk about that here in a minute. Ooh, it's gonna be some mad nerds here in a little bit. There's gonna be some mad nerds.
I think this will be one of those episodes where we can finally get it to 2 hours, because when it gets to that part, I don't need to say anything because it's just gonna be you going off. I told you so. That's all it's gonna be.
Yeah.
That's all it's gonna be.
Yeah, no,
I don't have to say a word.
Oh yeah, no, I cannot wait. Thank you for that $9.99 pimp. We also got the $1.99 from the Robo Strange, says Moon Knight is the best thing on Disney Plus, top 5 in the MCU. No lies.
Before you say anything,
yes.
no.
Yes, it is. I love it. I honestly, this is my favorite of all the Disney Plus shows they've done so far. And I said this before, so this isn't like, news or nothing, but this is my favorite one out of all the Disney Plus stuff they've done. And as far as like MCU stuff as a whole, oh yeah, no, I would put it up there because it's different. It's not the same. It's not the Marvel formula that everybody tries to claim. Everything is. Oh, it's just jokes. No, this is actually a pretty serious show for the most. I mean, yeah, it has moments, but here's the thing: comic books do that. There's moments where things are funny. There's moments where things are tense. There's moments where things are scary. There's moments where things are, action packed. It's like that's the thing. That's comic books. So whenever I hear people complain about how sometimes the Marvel movies lean towards being funny and cheeky, I'm okay with it because that's just how comics are. Yeah. But. Neither here nor there. We got another one here from Xtriv with the 1999 super chat. Says peace and blessings, Blerd Co. Missed you guys live. Great penultimate episode. Had me in my fees. Oh yeah, no, I'm not gonna lie. I wasn't ready for it, man. I wasn't ready for it. The part where his mom started beating his ass.
Yep.
And also him losing, because we didn't really talk about that either, the fact that he had a younger brother who, and this is why his mom hated him, was because they went to go play in some cave, and it started raining, and the cave flooded, and the little brother drowned. And Mark was able to get out, but wasn't able to save his brother, and he gets blamed for it, and like literally to the point where she's like, you're the one that should have died, or this, that, and the other, and that, oh, you hated your brother, you were jealous of him, that's why you left him to die, this, that, and the other. I'm just like, damn, that's kind of heavy to put that on a child.
It's crazy because, and I think this is us speaking as parents here. Mm-hmm. The dad was around.
Yeah. It wasn't like she was a single mom. It wasn't like she was a single mom. Yeah.
And I think that would have made a lot more sense. But that's the only part that got me in the episode is, how the fuck do you see this happening? Nothing.
Well,
you're not doing nothing. You got to stop this. This is our son. You have to love our son. He didn't mean it. It was an accident. You just dogging him out at the dinner table. Mm-hmm. The husband just.
You could tell he was just like. And here's the. I think he was trying to. And I'm not making excuses for him. I don't want anybody to think I'm making excuses for him. I think he was the kind of person. He wanted to just keep the peace. He was trying to. He didn't want to escalate. I think that was his problem.
Keeping the peace in the sense of Mark's mom was handing out 2 pieces. That's how he was keeping the peace.
Well, it was like,
out of here. That dude is you could tell.
He a whole bitch.
Oh yeah, he is by far a tier 3 subscriber. Fuck out of here. That is a Eugene if I have ever seen a Eugene.
Well, no, the thing I thought was hilarious, not hilarious, but it was more hysterical. Was that the part where it's the first birthday they showed, and he's like, it's just gonna be us this time. And I think he didn't even really know how to cope with it was okay. So here's the thing. So the mother, she didn't know how to cope with the death of their son.
Yeah.
In the sense that she lashed out at the son that survived. She lashed out at Mark as a way to make herself feel better about what happened to her other son. Whereas the dad, I think he just became emotionally bankrupt. Like he just became he just didn't know how to deal. Like he tried to act like nothing was wrong. That was like he did the whole he did the whole ostrich thing. He stuck his head in the sand and just hoped that it would go away on its own, which is not a way to deal with anything.
Not at all, especially when it starts to get. I could see if it was just words and you making this kid feel bad. It's fucked up. But once it gets to the physical spectrum,
right?
Now it's time for you to step in. But man, those tier 3 subs, man.
And look, and here's the other thing too. I will say, and once again, I don't. Not trying to detract from this, but I did actually appreciate, because they did say that, because people are like, oh, or is the show going to address Moon Knight's Jewish roots? And they did. They actually did, without really like drawing a lot of attention to it. A lot of people might not even catch it. The part where he says, Mark says, I missed Mother's Shiva, which is
when he was outside of the funeral, he was wearing.
Yeah, he was wearing the yarmulke. And you could kind of look at his parents and tell, like, not to say that Jewish people don't have a certain look, but you could tell that they weren't white. They weren't like just straight up white people. And then when they have the funeral for the son, you can also kind of tell there, because they are sitting Shiva, which is basically what they do. Like it's kind of like I guess technically, we have this as well in other cultures, but it's a little bit different. It's like, when you have a funeral for a loved one, when people are just kind of hanging out and kind of sharing their grief and trying to commune with their other loved ones who are still living, but in honor of the person that you've lost. It's more. It's a gross oversimplification, but I noticed it. And then of course, later in the episode where he says, they actually mention it by name. I was like, okay, cool. I wasn't going crazy when I thought they were sitting Shiva. It's man, it was. Yeah, man, this episode was a lot.
Yeah, that episode was heavy.
It was heavy as fuck. But you know what? That said, let's we got another one here. We got another here from the homie Poe Archery Media with a $5 super chat. Says this was honestly my favorite episode of any of the Marvel Disney Plus shows. Oscar Isaac truly deserves awards for this. I mean, here's the thing. Dude's acting his ass off. He's acting his ass off. And making it believable. Like, we've seen movies and TV shows where a person is playing different aspects of the same character. Like, we've seen this with Orphan Black. And various other things in the past. But rarely, I think, have I ever seen anyone do this in a way that where the chemistry was just that spot on between both performances. Because a lot of people might see this and think, oh, it's easy for an actor to play off himself. And it's like, no, it ain't. No, it ain't. It is not easy. It's not as easy as people think it is, because he has to depict two different characters and have them completely different from one another and make it seem as though they could be in the same room at the same time, even though this is incredibly impossible. But yeah, I really he does deserve an award for this. I don't know if he'll get it, but he does deserve it.
No, he won't.
Well, they don't like
it's MCU, so he won't.
Yeah, well, yeah, and that's what I'm saying. I'm not saying he won't get it because he doesn't deserve it, but yeah, he won't get it because they'll be like, oh, it's a Marvel movie. It's not that big a deal. Oh, he won't get it because well, it was on a streaming service. It's like, nah, give it to him. Give him his propers and be done with it. We also got another here from Abraham Robinson with the $5 super chat. Says, quick question: how do two personalities equal two souls? Well,
they're two different people.
Yeah, they're two completely different people. That's kind of the thing. And okay, so when people talk about alternate personalities, a lot of times people don't realize that in a lot of these cases, and just like how the show kind of depicted, the two personalities weren't. Well, one of them was aware of the other, but one of them was not aware of the other. But yeah, they have indistinct thoughts. They or rather not indistinct. They have distinct thoughts. They have very different wants and desires, needs, everything, like basically they are a complete person. It just happens that they exist within another person. So I mean, yeah, it makes sense. It's one of those things. If you think about souls in the metaphysical sense, I can see where sometimes people would look at it and be like, how? What? But yeah, if you think about it in like the medical science of it, it makes sense. It actually does make sense. We got another one here from quote the Ravenel with the 499 super chat. Says Steven dried up quicker than SpongeBob first meeting Sandy. Lord. Oh my god. Danger. Y'all ain't shit. Y'all ain't shit. I'm just going to tell y'all that right now. Y'all ain't shit. Yeah. Oh, I love it. But yeah, so Carter, let's get into the next portion of this.
Okie dokie.
Let's talk about Moon Knight finale predictions.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna go ahead and say it right now. I mean, I'll take the softball one. I do think we'll see Jake Lockley in the finale. I don't think he'll be the feature, but I think there will be we will get the revelation that there is that third personality in there. That we'll finally get to maybe see it in some level. I don't think it won't be the focus of the episode because honestly, they got too much stuff to wrap up for that to happen. But I do definitely think that's something that we will be able to look forward to seeing. I think we will finally get that payoff in that regard. Well, what do you think? What's something you think we'll see this episode?
Honestly, it could go one of two ways. It could go. See, I don't want to say we'll see Jake. I think what we'll see Conway Berkeley for that $4.99. Thank you, sir. I think we'll get more concrete. We've seen Jake Lockley in a few moments. I think in this last episode, I think now both Mark and Steven are gonna see Jake. I think the episode is gonna be more so focused on Steven getting rescued, coming back, everything getting handled, not wrapped up in a nice little bow, because with everything going on, I don't feel like you can do that. But yeah, I'm leaning more toward, hell, maybe someone's helping Mark and he doesn't know who this person is helping him. Then we get Steven back, and then boom, we might see Jake to end it. Yeah. Or you know what I mean? But I don't think I think we might get like a few shots of Jake, and that's it. There was that scene when he was at his mom's passing, and there was a cab there. Every time I saw a yellow anything or a fucking taxi, my eyes immediately stuck to it.
Yeah, no, same. I actually thought the person. So okay, the part you're talking about where he's sitting out by the cab at the Shiva, and there's even a scene where it's sitting in another area when they're like talking with one another. Both times, like the first time I thought that was Jake sitting there outside the taxi looking at the funeral. And then the other time I was like, oh, is Jake just sitting in the taxi just watching them? I was like, I don't know what's going on here. I'm trying not to Mephisto this whole thing. I don't want, because I feel like now Jake Lockley's become the Mephisto of Moon Knight, where it was like, no, it's got to be Jake. It's Jake. It's Mephisto. It's been Mephisto the whole time. Like that's what I'm afraid of happening. You bring that up. I'm gonna say that I think, and I only think this because someone else brought this up. I can't take full credit for this. Danny from the Next Issue podcast, which, by the way, go check them out. They're awesome, very informative, very knowledgeable. Not to mention, just you want to talk about like a comic book podcast. like I said, they go all in. So yeah, definitely, please go check them out, please. Matter of fact, Robo, if you're still in here, if you could do me a favor, man, drop the link for that. Also, drop the link for last night's IFLC if you can too, because it gets talked about there as well. But Danny said something on last night's IFLC that kind of resonated with me. And I'm not saying that I think 100% this is going to happen, but I wouldn't be surprised because, you know, how there's so much crosstalk between a lot of the MCU stuff. I know they said Moon Knight for the large part is going to kind of stand on its own, but considering everything that's coming up right now, here's one thing that I wouldn't be surprised about. I would not be surprised, and granted, I'm like I said, take this with a grain of salt or a grain of sand. But you know how before, you know, we saw all the different avatars, different you know, whatever, and the different gods in the previous episode. And we saw how there were gods that were, you know, locked away. There were so many. It wasn't just Khonshu, it was multiples of different gods. Two things that I think this could potentially go to. Two different things, two different directions I think this could go. For one, where's Ra? Is Ra one of the exiled gods? Maybe.
Maybe he's somewhere. Maybe he's somewhere with Yugi or something.
Oh my God. Maybe. But no. I wonder if they will do. Okay, so the reason why I brought that up is because there is a character that is in Moon Knight. I think this during Warren Ellis, or maybe this was Jeff Lemire's run. I can't remember which. I think it was Jeff Lemire was still on the book at this point, maybe when this happened. The Sun King. I wouldn't if they ever decided to come back.
That was Jeff Lemire, I believe.
I think that was Jeff Lemire. So the Sun King was a guy who basically was kind of like Moon Knight. He was an avatar for an Egyptian god, only instead of being an avatar for Khonshu, he was an avatar for Ra. And he had legit inferno powers. Dude, literally like just setting shit on fire. I wouldn't be shocked if they found a way, like, again.
Okay, just so we make sure that we do this. It was the Bemis run. It wasn't Lemire's run. It was
Bendis. Damn.
No. Bemis.
Oh,
Max.
Bemis. Oh, I misheard. Okay, yeah, Bemis. Okay, yeah. Cool. Okay, yeah, that's right. Because Bemis took over after Lemire. So yeah, that makes sense.
See, that's what I remembered the shit when they got out of the asylum and the world was full of sand and all that. Yeah. I remember that happened right after. I thought that was still Lemire. Okay.
Yeah. You're right. That was Max Bemis. That's what I wouldn't be surprised if they went in that direction. Like if they, like, once again, they pretty much emphatically said this is a limited series, not getting a season 2. But this show has been so popular, I wouldn't be shocked if they got a season 2. But maybe they might do like what they did with Falcon and the Winter Soldier, regardless of the fact. Falcon the Winter Soldier, once that series came to its conclusion, they said it wasn't getting a season 2. What they did instead was announce that we were going to be getting a Captain America 4 with Falcon as Captain America as he was at the end of that first season.
That's one thing I wanted to. That's one thing I did want to ask you was how in utter shock would you be if we didn't get a second season? So what we see is more definitive and concrete, but what we actually got
was a movie. Yeah, I'd be perfectly fine with that because we've used the season to set up the character because they're technically going to be doing that with Ms. Marvel.
Would you be? No. I know you'd be cool with it, but would it surprise you?
No, not at all.
Really?
Nah, not at all. And the only reason I say that is because I feel like you do need a mini series to set up a character like Moon Knight, but once people know who that character is, I think they would go to theaters to go see him. I think people would go to a theater to go see this guy. But I kind of got way off base because I went out wild in the weeds with what I was going to say. Going back to what Danny brought up on IFLC, he brought up that there might be a Thor Love and Thunder connection. Now, the reason why I say that is because we know. Oh, so you and I, Carter, we know. We've read Jason Aaron's Thor. We know what's up.
Yeah.
Gore goes after every god. He doesn't care about what pantheon you come from. He hates all gods.
Yeah.
I'm not saying it's going to happen because Moon Knight has largely been devoid of stingers post credits. There's not been a one yet. Yeah. But if they did do one, I wouldn't be shocked if we saw one where, like, they went back to the Giza pyramid. That would be sick. And all those avatars were laid out, or and once again, I'm not saying it's going to happen, but I'm not gonna lie, Danny made such a convincing argument that I was like, you know what? I could see it. I could actually see them putting that in there to set up Gore. Because here's the thing, and this is something I'm glad the show actually brings up, is that most of these gods are related to one another. Like they don't necessarily bring it up so much, saying it word for word, but Khonshu and Bast, which Bast is like the panther god that the Wakandans revere. Bast is literally Khonshu's sister. Hathor, which is another god that we actually we saw the avatar for in episode 3, is also connected to Wakanda. I would actually like to see somewhere down the road they actually introduce Moon Knight maybe into the Wakandan stuff, just to kind of have a little more crosstalk there, because a lot of people don't realize how closely connected Moon Knight and Black Panther are. They're actually very closely connected. Even if you don't see them together very often, they kind of exist in each other's corner of shit. But yeah, I wouldn't be shocked if they did something where we came back. I'm not saying we'll see Gore in the finale. I'm not saying that. I don't want anybody to think that that's where I'm going with this. But I wouldn't be shocked if, like, at some point we got back to that pyramid and all those avatars were dead. Like, or something close to it. I would be interested to see that. Those are really the things that I would, as far as like, those predictions are more like pie in the sky type stuff. But I would be interested in seeing them. I really would be interested in seeing them. Carter, you got anything else?
Honestly, no. Just because I wouldn't think to put Gore in this in the slightest, but that would be really interesting, and it would be interesting. But then at the same time, that's a buff to the Moon Knight character, that one of the first things he is experiencing is something Thor. That's a dope way to give a character a leg up real quick. So if you want to do a season 2 or something along those lines with a new character no one knows, that's a hell of a way to do it. That would be kind of tight.
Actually, I kind of want them to do. I actually want Marvel to experiment more with doing stuff like this, like taking. And I guess technically they are kind of on the verge of doing it, like with the one shots that they're planning, like the Werewolf by Night one shot. But yeah, I think you should just introduce characters surreptitiously throughout different stuff, so that way people are already familiar with them. Kind of like it's basically the Black Panther treatment, what they do with Black Panther and Captain America: Civil War. You introduce the character and his origin in somebody else's movie. And then by the time you get to their solo movie, you don't even have to be bothered with it. You can just go straight into the shit people came to see. It's kind of how Marvel got out of the whole, this is the first movie feel, where we got to do the origin and everything,
And that's why I think it would be so cool, because, you brought up Black Panther. Black Panther debuted in a movie. He popped up in one movie, got his own movie. They've never done anything with the shows yet. So if that were to be the case, then I think that would get a lot more people on the eyes of like Disney Plus and these MCU shows, since everything is connecting now. Everything is coming together now, because that's one thing that they didn't do with other Netflix stuff until Spider-Man. And Hawkeye.
Yeah. That's actually, so that's what they're doing with Miss Marvel. It just, we didn't get it as fast because I think COVID, once again, COVID's messing up everything. It like, honestly, I think 2-3 years from now we'll still be talking about how we would have gotten this sooner had COVID not happened. But Ms. Marvel, I'm pretty sure was supposed to come out last year. And I'm almost positive the Marvels was supposed to be coming out closer to now. But that was actually the plan for Ms. Marvel, is to introduce her in her own show. And then have her debut in the Marvels. That was always the plan. But they just, the timing got messed up because of the pandemic. And now those things are getting pushed back. But that's actually the plan. And Marvel's had this plan. So I don't think they're going to be shy about doing it going forward. But yeah, Miss Marvel is technically supposed to be the first to, get the show and then show up in the movies.
We got somebody in chat saying Khonshu changing the stars got Gore's attention. You could very easily make it like with him fucking with that.
Yeah.
Mess something up somewhere else.
Yeah. I can see that. I can see that. And yes, big sister. Boss is a whole big sister. But yeah, I would see it. I can see that. Because here's the thing, and this is something that I don't hear enough people talking about. And once again, this also goes back to last night's IFLC that got brought up was what happens to everybody else? Because think about this phase, people have seen more fucked up shit, and I'm not talking about the heroes. I'm talking about everyone in the MCU, just normies in the MCU. People have seen some fucked up shit in the MCU as of late. Think about it. We just, what was it, Eternals. They saw, and this wasn't just something only a few people saw. The Earth literally bared witness to a fucking Celestial whose head was bigger than the freaking planet itself that he was talking to.
Dude, you know what? Holy shit, they've done that before, introducing a character you wouldn't think about. Because I'm not even talking about the Black Knight. We heard Blade at the end of fucking Eternals.
Yep, Blade.
We could bruh, if we see Gordon God, Butcher, and Moon. Holy shit, they could do that.
Oh yeah,
I didn't even think about that, but that's a character you wouldn't think you would even be involved in anything like the Eternals, and we hear Blade. And
because the thing is, Blade is not really connected to even the Black Knight. Like the Black Knight is more connected to the Eternals than Blade is, and even the Black Knight is only connected because of a relationship with Cersei when they were on the Avengers together. But no one expected to hear Blade's voice at the end of Eternals. No one saw that shit coming. And I mean, granted, the only reason it happened was because Chloe Zhao, the director of Eternals, she's a huge fan of Blade. That's why she did it. She said, I remember reading an interview. She said, "Yeah, I did it because I'm a huge fan of Blade." And she said, "I hit up Mahershala Ali to ask him if he would do the lines." And that was it. So I mean, you never know. But I could if they just did it just on a whim, I could easily see them doing it for this, just saying, "Oh yeah, Gore, yeah." Even if they don't show him, just be like, "Oh shit, all the Egyptian gods are dead." And what if it's only Khonshu left because he was in exile or whatever? Or the gods that were exiled, they didn't get destroyed because, Gore didn't see him. Whatever. That would actually be pretty cool. Not saying it's going to happen, but if it does, chef's kiss. But yes. You know what? Let's... Do we I don't think we have anything else. Do we have any... No, I'm good. Let's get into Doctor Strange, man, because I've actually been kind of chomping at the bit.
Now, here's the part of the show where Carter might get a little bit salty.
Yeah.
Because the one thing that you all have been saying in the chat that I've seen several times is like one person even said they were starting to get upset because of all the footage and all the stuff that was being shown about Doctor Strange and the Multiverse of Madness now, because it's spoiling everything now.
Yeah.
I first heard about this in another Discord that Ernie and myself are in, and as soon as he said, you might want to be careful, because a lot of Doctor Strange stuff that is getting shown right now is spoiling a ton of stuff. So I immediately dropped off the grid, not realizing, because I didn't want another situation to happen with Moon Knight. I don't want another situation where it happened with Star Wars Force Awakens. But then Carter had to remember, oh yeah, I do a fucking nerd comic show every Saturday. We're probably going to talk about this shit regardless.
Yep, we are.
And then, as sure as you are sitting right next to me, I'm at work last night on Twitter. The first thing I see is a big ass tweet from Blerd Without Fear, basically saying, I told y'all asses with all kind of screenshots, and I just go, God damn it.
Well, no, okay, so the thing I'm talking about is, and I want people to understand where I'm coming with this. A lot of people thought that the character that we were seeing... Oh,
you might want to go ahead and read that super chat, because that's what it pertains to.
Yep, it sure do. It sure do. So, yeah, Go Contrary's baby's father with a $2 super chat says, hey, you Tom Cruise fans, y'all all right? Oh, goddamn. It's true, though. It's true. It's true. We also got another here, because this one came in early. This one from Conway Bergdog with the $4.99 super chat says, there are cases when one individual will have a disease where the other won't. Talking about the alters, the personalities, people with DID. Yeah, because it's... Like I said, DID is a very interesting thing that I think a lot, and it's been around for centuries. It's not some new thing that just kind of popped up all of a sudden. I find it interesting that people don't know as much about it as they probably should. But it's a fascinating condition. But yeah, you're literally like a completely different person. But here, there we go. But yeah, so yeah. Oh, go ahead.
I was gonna say, back to the subject at hand. He wants to gloat. He wants to gloat.
I do want to gloat. Because see, here's the thing: people saw this image, and they're like, "Oh, that's Tom Cruise. It's Tom. He's gonna be Superior Iron Man. He's gonna be the Superior Iron Man. Yeah, he's gonna be the version of Tony Stark that we almost got way back." But here's the thing: people weren't looking at. No one actually looked at the fact that he's wearing the same belt as Captain Marvel. They didn't see he's wearing the same shoulder pads as Captain Marvel. They didn't realize the motherfucker also didn't have a mustache. That's actually a woman. Because people don't pay attention. People see what they want to see. When we had the Super Bowl trailer, that was the other thing we got. People saw this, immediately thought, this is Superior Iron Man. Clearly, it's Superior Iron Man. It's gotta be. Who else could it possibly be? And sure enough, we actually got a much clearer look at this character in one of the more recent TV spots, where if you look here, and here, I'm going to zoom it in because I want y'all to see this shit. And I said this a ways back. That's a whole black woman. Wait, what is it? What was it? One of my favorite people on the internet. She actually describes herself as a uppity negress. And I was like, that's what I said. This is a whole negress right here. This is literally a whole black woman with the power of Captain Marvel. This is a variant of Captain Marvel. And this is actually, if I'm not mistaken, I think that might be Lashana Lynch. Actually,
I'm not gonna lie to you. When I saw this picture on Twitter, I said, "Damn, is that Nafisa Williams for Black Lightning?"
You hate shit. You hate shit. Look, yeah, and actually, someone else was what was it? Ed Boy the Cut even just said. Remember, I want to go back to it right here. Said got the low cut with the part and everything. Look at that right there.
She did got the I ain't had that since middle school. Jesus Christ.
Yeah, look at that. Bam, bam, bam. Like, because it's supposed to kind of be like the mohawk as well, I think, because she's also kind of got a little bit, like, just a little bit of a, like, it was a little bit more puffy on the top, I guess, kind of to be like how when Captain Marvel has the helmet on, she has the mohawk. So yeah, I think a lot of people now are finally starting to see that I was right and they were just crazy. Because I actually had people come, no, man, those are two different pictures. And you know what I try to explain to people? That lighting and black people aren't friends. Lighting, a lot of people don't realize this. They don't notice this till they meet me in person. I'm actually darker. I'm darker complected than what y'all see right now. It's because I have two bright ass lights on me at this precise moment that make me look a little bit lighter than what I actually am.
I didn't realize that until the pictures I took when I went hiking, and I looked back at them, and I was just like, "Oh my word!"
Dude, that's the thing. Lighting is, because here's the thing: lighting in photography was not invented around black people. It was invented around white people. It was not invented with black people in mind. And the thing is, depending on how intense the light is, you can look 2 to 3, maybe even 4 shades lighter than what you really are. And that's the thing. Lashana Lynch is actually a darker complected actor than what is depicted here. So when you see her, I think that's why a lot of people didn't really get it at first. She looks lighter skinned here than she normally is, because she is actually a dark skinned woman. She is not light skinned by any stretch of the imagination. She a whole dark skinned sister.
Yeah, I never said you were wrong.
No, I didn't say you did. I'm talking about the folks
No.
on Twitter.
I'm this is for everyone else. I never said you were wrong with this. But Ernie went more so the route of, that's not Tom Cruise, that's a woman. No, that's not Tom. That's clearly a woman. I came from the perspective of, or I came from the way of thinking of, if Tom Cruise was in a fucking Marvel movie, the entire fucking planet would know it.
Yes.
And especially
everyone
with the news, especially with the news coming out saying he's doing another Mission Impossible movie. That's apparently is a fucking 2-parter.
Yeah.
It don't really seem like that man got time doing MCU movies. So when all this shit came out, I was just like, nah, those would have been some rumors. That would have been some shit that somebody took a ugly ass, grainy ass picture of. We would have had more concrete evidence of this shit. Not just this, that somebody had to pause at the exact moment where it looked like Tom Cruise had a mustache. Plus, Tom Cruise ain't that goddamn tall. They better not try to stretch this motherfucker out just so he can be Iron Man real quick.
Look, folks were really hyped to get a 5'3" Iron Man. Look, the superior Iron Man, more like the shorter Iron Man.
They wanted to see Tom Cruise running in the MCU because he runs like he could ride a chopping wind. Oh, know how he runs.
Dude. First off, if Tom Cruise played Iron Man, we would never see that motherfucker fly. That dude would just be running. Even when he flew, he would be just. But no, I want to go back to this because I want y'all to see something here. This is what Lashana. Matter of fact, I feel like, you know what? She filmed them scenes right after she got done with James Bond because she got the same haircut.
That's what that is.
She played Maria Rambeau in the Captain Marvel movie. And because I remember when Captain Marvel was on the verge of coming out, they had switched actors because it was supposed to be somebody else. And then they switched her in, and I was like, oh shit, she's gonna be playing Monica Rambeau. And the only reason I thought that was because like with Air Force pilots, their helmets usually have like a call sign on them, and hers was Photon, which was, that used to be one of Monica Rambeau's superhero names. So I was like, oh shit, they're gonna have Monica Rambeau in it. And then when we got to the movie, we find out, oh, she's playing Maria Rambeau, Monica's mother. And I was like, okay, cool, it's whatever, But
I'm really hoping, if this is true and if this is actually this woman in this movie, I am hoping that she does more with the role as opposed to what we saw in James Bond, because goddamn.
Well, I mean, I don't even blame her for that. I don't even blame that's the directors and the writers that I blame for that one.
That's what I mean. I hope they gave her more meat to chew on. I hope they gave her more things to do than to act like she finna just like double punch you in the fucking chest with that pose she doing in that damn still image. That hurts your arm, suppose. Like how the hell did she do that?
Well, I mean, I will say this though. She actually did a really good job. They gave her stuff to do in the Captain Marvel movie. Yeah. So like, I mean, she was a side character, but she actually had a lot to do, like compared to typical side characters in movies. But one of the other things I did want to kind of jump on too was we can finally confirm Ultron bots. These are, in fact, Ultron bots that are escorted. I mean, we said this a ways back.
Yeah.
But I don't know if you remember when we talked about this. Like, there were people saying that these weren't Ultron bots; these were something else. They were trying to call them everything but Ultron bots. I think somebody even called them Sentinels at one point.
Listen, if we see a nasty Terminator 2 Hank Pym,
bruh, I'ma laugh.
I would lose it.
I'm actually, you know what?
Lose it.
Now that you said it, I kind of want to see it.
Like, what if instead of Superior Iron Man, me, that's really what you got? You got fucking Michael Douglas sitting up there with have his face gone,
bruh. I would holler. Do you know how much I would holler? Okay, here's the other thing. Other thing that we got is the reveal that Illuminati is actually what they're calling them, the secret shadowy people who we saw in the trailer originally. There's a part in one of the more recent TV spots where Baron Mordo.
Look at Edgeo for it.
Look at him.
Look at somebody put that just for me in his hair. Look at that. I just want to play a gangster. I swear to God, I want to play a Gangster Grills right now with the break. Look at him.
Look, this motherfucker literally about to hit the court. He literally about to hit the court right now.
But do you know how many games you got to play to unlock that hairdo? I'm dunking on everybody.
But no, there is a part in the trailer where he actually does say the Illuminati will see you now. So the Illuminati confirmed. They aren't calling them something else. They will be called the Illuminati. So that's confirmed. We've also confirmed that there will be multiple versions of Wanda. This isn't really news. We technically knew this already. But we're about to get into some real, like, this stuff is kind of softball shit. This kind of softball shit. This stuff that, honestly, I feel like if you've seen these trailers and you actually pay attention, you should know this shit. But I will also say, this is where we're going to get into the territory that I do deem actually spoilery. So if you don't want to know the shit, there's two specific things that we're going to talk about real quick. And I would say just kind of tune out for a couple of minutes or look the other way
check back, and when I'm telling you to come here in the style of Rick James, you can come on back.
There you go. Yes. And basically let's go ahead and I'm gonna give y'all a minute. And all right. Okay, let's get into it. Carter, do you know who we're getting? Who has been confirmed as of the most recent trailer of being in this movie?
No, because I haven't looked at any other recent trailers, but I know you're about to tell me.
Captain Carter.
No shit.
Now, here's the thing. We knew this. She actually, the Jack flag that's on her shield, it was actually shown in one of the movie posters. But a lot of people just kind of wrote it off as being, oh, well, they just did that just to be funny. No, she's actually in the movie. There's a scene where Wanda, or a version of Wanda, very likely the version of Wanda from WandaVision, because like I said, they did say there's going to be multiple versions of Wanda Maximoff in this. We're going to see zombie Wanda. We're going to see the Scarlet Witch Wanda. We're going to see WandaVision Wanda. We'll probably see some other ones in there as well. But there's a part where she's fighting Captain Carter. She even has, you can even see, like, right here, the jetpack that she's wearing on her back. That's how she keeps herself from getting knocked back any further. But it is actually Captain Carter. It is actually Captain Carter.
That they're bringing people from What If, who've only been introduced to these characters in What If. I just love that they're bringing them over.
Yeah.
That is dope. That's dope to me.
Now, here's the other thing that's going to blow your mind.
I'm going to be real mad that I didn't see this part in theaters watching.
Bam!
No way in hell. No. No. No.
You know, you know what that is, don't you?
No.
You know what that is, don't you? You know what it is. Look at him.
No, they didn't. Sam Raimi a damn fool out here. No, he didn't.
Oh, God damn it.
What the fuck? Yeah, no. No. He didn't go there. No. 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 Oh my God. No.
So, for those that don't know, they actually giving Chucky X. He getting the classic 90s yellow hover chair from the X-Men's. From them X-Men's. Ain't that about a bitch? Oh my God. Here, let me go look. He is actually getting, there it is. We actually got, okay. Yeah, he is actually going to be getting the 90s hover chair from the OG 90s comics. And it's actually pretty legit. I'm kind of feeling it. Carter, I mean, clearly you obviously have some thoughts. You clearly have some thoughts about this. Go ahead and share those thoughts with us, sir, if you'd be so kind. He is speechless. Oh, God. Oh, God damn. Dude.
If it
Oh, God damn.
I'm hoping my mic was muted while I was screaming.
No one. It's okay, because it was kind of high-key hilarious.
I thought I muted. Okay.
I get it was fucking hilarious though.
Two things.
Yes, go ahead. Two things. Yes.
That's crazy as fuck that we doing that. I thank you for the 5, Mr. 3/3. I'm gonna share my thoughts. Leave me alone. Okay. That's for us.
Yes. Oh, no, most certainly.
That's blatantly not Ernie. That's for us.
Yes.
But that's one thing. Second thing is how, and I'm trying to bring it back. We're trying to bring it back.
Yeah.
Relax, relate, release. I would have loved to see that specific come on in scene in theaters.
Oh yeah, no, most certainly.
The entire roof would have come off that fucking building.
Oh, and I think it still will. It still will
because there are several people out there that are kind of like me that try to not look at any fucking spoilers. So I cannot wait, dude.
But see, here's the thing. This is what I think is great about this. This lets me know that there's more shit in there we don't know.
That's what I'm saying.
There's more shit that we don't know.
If he does the cartoon shit where he touches his head, so like that's how he really does his powers, or if we get Patrick Stewart to do the scream, because there is a fight scene that happens in there. If we get Patrick Stewart to do that damn holler.
Oh, good God. Yes, sir.
I have never seen a Marvel movie in theaters more than once. Every Marvel movie I have seen, I've gone to the theater. I've seen it one time. Boom.
Mm-hmm.
I would go see this again. I love the Batman. Went to the theater, saw it one time, saw it on HBO Max. I'm chilling. That shit. And keep in mind, there are still people that are saying that fucking Reed, it might be in this goddamn movie.
Yep.
Dude.
Ain't it something? I mean, look, here's the real thing. Here's the real thing that I kind of want to hear. Let me see. Let's see if I can get this to.
Are we done with spoilers?
Not yet. We got one last one. One last one. And we'll be done.
Let me say something else.
Go ahead.
All you showed me was that.
Mm-hmm.
That's all you showed me. Hella memories just came back near and dear to me. I guarantee you it happened for the hundreds that are watching this, for the thousands that's going to come back and watch it on repeat later.
Oh, yes.
And Sony's response to this shit is Bad Bunny.
Y'all got 24 hours to respond on wax. They said, no, we got it.
Your retort, Sony Pictures, is Bad Bunny.
They need their ass whipped. They need their ass. I mean, don't get me wrong. I'm glad that they're gonna try and bring a Latin superhero to the big screen. But yeah, that was not the one. I didn't think that was the one they were gonna go with. So yeah, here's the last thing. And Carter, this might upset you. I don't know. So we got confirmation from Benedict Cumberbatch. Mm-hmm. That the evil, or one of the evil variants of Doctor Strange that we see in the trailers is actually not Strange Supreme.
That's fine.
From the What If. Okay, so yeah, that's fine. That's fine. Basically, yeah.
That was a stretch anyway.
Yeah.
Because we didn't know how much they would pull.
Right, yeah. Well, here's the thing. He says that Strange Supreme is still out there, but they're not walking back his redemption arc. Mm-hmm. However, it is seemingly implied that the Captain Carter we see is from What If.
Yeah, that's fine.
Which makes me wonder if we'll see Black Widow, because Black Widow is still out there from the What If series. So it's but he says this version of Strange is called Sinister Strange. Or at least that's what they call him on the set. I don't know if that's actually the name they're going to give him, but so yeah, there you go. That is it for spoilers. That is it. Y'all can come back. Give it to me, baby. Woo. So yeah, that was a thing. That was a thing. Okay. Yeah, and I want to point out something. This is something that I see Edward Nigma 9x9 actually brought up, says if they're showing these little Easter eggs. If they're showing these little Easter eggs, can you imagine what we're getting in this movie? And that's the thing. I think there's still more. I think there's still more stuff that we can expect to get, because once again, and this isn't a spoiler because once again, this is stuff that we saw in the trailers, but look right here. Look no further the shot right here. There are, I count 1, 2, potentially 3, 4, 5, 6, maybe 6 chairs in that Illuminati room. We don't know who all those characters are. I think Captain Carter is probably one of them.
I would disagree with that. I don't think so.
The only reason I say that is because, I mean, there is very clearly a woman in there. I don't think it might not be Captain Carter, but she's in that same room. Mm-hmm. She's in that same room in the shot that they're showing. She's actually, or not in that exact same room, but she's in a room right outside of it. So it wouldn't surprise me if that was the case. I'm now wondering if we might see, because we got Charles. Wonder if we get Ian McKellen. Go ahead, wheel Ian McKellen on out here. let him talk. Let him talk some shit. As Magneto. But I'm just saying. I'm just throwing those out there. That these are all things that could potentially happen. But okay. So now that we put all that out there, Carter, do you got any predictions?
Man, hell no. I don't know what's gonna happen in this movie.
Okay, so you know what? I'll fuck with you on that one. I'm gonna tell you what I think we can expect to see. Now, of course, we know we're getting Chucky X. We knew that for a while. That's not news. We're getting, as I mentioned earlier, a variant of Captain Marvel. I'm going to predict that I know why this version of Captain Marvel is gunning for Wanda. And I say this because this version of Captain Marvel, very likely which is Maria Rambeau. This is the Maria Rambeau version. Something tells me that there's an alternate world where Wanda killed Monica. Mm-hmm. And she is, but Monica didn't get the powers like she did in WandaVision. I'm guessing that this version of Wanda still killed her just the same. And Maria was already Captain Marvel by that point, finds out about it, comes back. Or maybe, I don't know, maybe they'll do a flip of the scene from WandaVision where Monica got snapped and she comes back and realizes it's been 5 years. Maybe she might come back and be like, oh shit, she didn't kill my baby, and try and kill her back, is what I think we might. That is one of the predictions I have for the movie in regards to the plot. Other than that, the only other prediction I really have is that we are definitely going to see. I think this might be the movie we finally get it, Carter. I think this is the movie we're finally going to get it.
Get what?
I think we're going to get Mephisto. I'm not saying he's going to be the main villain of the movie. I'm just saying, we might get the tease of Mephisto, like an actual legitimate tease of Mephisto. There's actually another thing, and I almost don't want to tell you now because I feel bad now. I actually feel legitimately bad now that I showed you Chucky. I showed you Chucky X. But there's something else that got shown in one of the recent TV spots too, mind you, and not enough people are talking about it. There is a mighty cosmic force in the Marvel Comics universe that got teased.
Let me see this shit a little bit better. Hold on.
There's a scene. Hold on, wait a minute. No. Get that out of there. No, there's a scene where there's a shot in one of the more recent trailers where you can see the Living Tribunal. Yeah. I think I just fucked Carter's head up. Here, let me see if I can pull up the image. I'm gonna pull up the image, see if I can. Where is it? I'm actually trying to find a good one. Here, give me uno momento, por favor. No, I don't want your silly ads. Leave me alone. Here we go. Yep. Nope, that's not it. No, go back. Okay. I'm about to use this ugly picture because this is the only one I can find right now that's of any half-ass decent quality. Not even really. But let's see here. Where'd it go? Let's see here. Is this it? Nope, that is not it. Here we go. Found it. Here. Let's go here. All right, you ready, Carter?
Come on.
There it is. Right here. It's actually a really quick shot. They actually just fly by it. They actually fly by the Living Tribunal. They don't even actually like spend any time, like any actual time on it. So there you go. So yeah, there's lots of stuff. There's still tons of stuff in this movie. We have no clue. This is
I
gonna
feel
be
like
yeah.
this is gonna be the best MCU thing.
I think it will be too. I actually think a lot of people are gonna go back and like, you know how like when you get something really good and then you come back to it later.
Yeah.
After something else really awesome comes out, I think it's going to be the same thing. We're going to go, folks are going to go back looking at Spider-Man No Way Home and be like, this is regular hamburgers. This is regular crackers. they got that gourmet shit now. This is going to be the gourmet version.
It was regular crackers until Andrew Garfield and Tobey Maguire showed up. And then it turned into some Ritz.
Yeah. It's like, oh, this is a Ritz. You just start like eating it slow because you don't want to you don't want to waste it. But yeah, that's a thing. That's a thing. Here's the thing. I actually find it very interesting that there are people out there trying to say that these are the same characters from Loki, and it's like, no, those were robots. Those were robots. But no, I love the internet and I hate it at the same time because people can be so loud and so wrong at the same time. But yeah, I don't know. As far as anything else goes, I don't really have anything else. I definitely think Wanda will get the redemption arc she's been looking for. I'm also gonna say I think the Wanda that we saw talking to Strange about being treated one way versus how he's treated, how like he can mess with the multiverse, he's a hero, she messes with it, she's a villain. I think that actually might be a Wanda variant. I don't think that's actually it might be Wanda, but I'm wondering if that's a variant that's saying that. I also think we're gonna get grown up Billy and Tommy. I think by the end of this we might get grown up Billy and Tommy because they are in the movie. They're in the movie. Billy and Tommy are. The kid versions of them that we saw in WandaVision, they're in it. I don't know. I did hear rumor. Now, this kind of died down after a year, but there was actually a rumor that Hulkling was going to be in this movie, but I don't know how true that's going to be. But that also was predicated upon there being a grown-up Wiccan in the movie. So if we get that, maybe we will see an actual Hulkling. I'm not saying he's in the movie for the entirety, but just saying maybe he might show up for a split second if we see something of that nature. Maybe. But yeah. Dude, Carter, we eating. We eating. Next week, we gonna be eating. Oh, here, let's see. We got some super chats in here. We got one from the homie Ed Boy. The cut says, with the $5 super chat says, Marvel needs to explain the difference between a timeline variant and the multiverse variant. Most of us know, but the general audience will get severely confused. Yes, they will. Because, okay, so that was why, and I noticed some people might have been confused when I brought this up. When I did my video for Nighthawk, I talked about, I actually took time to explain the difference between when Marvel says Earth whatever number versus Earth TRN number. Because when they put a TRN in front of the number, that means time reality number. That means it's an alternate time. It's an alternate universe, but it's also an alternate timeline. It's like basically this is another reality where that could technically take place in some other reality, but it's a theoretical future that may or may not happen. It's kind of the same with Bishop. Bishop is kind of the same way. He doesn't come from the actual future of Earth 616. He comes from a potential future of Earth 616. It just so happens that there's a lot of parallels between them because, once again, potential future. But yeah, so there's that. But I do hope they explain it. Honestly, I think most of the general audience will just go with it, but I know for a fact you'll see some people like, oh, well, Marvel's just they just make shit up. They don't know what they're talking about. They just do bullshit and just hope we'll go along with it. I mean, in a way, sometimes they do, but it just, I feel like sometimes the more you explain, it's kind of like time travel in general. The more you explain it, the more you're more likely to break your own rules. Like, you watch any time travel movie, they always try and lay out everything carefully. But if you actually go back, they end up breaking their own rules eventually, because time travel's fucking stupid and weird. And it's fun, but it's fucking weird. And sometimes it's really dumb. We also got another one here. We got one from Cole with the $9.99 super chat. Says, your streams are lit. You got to take moments like his Professor X reaction and make them shorter vids. That'll go viral. Tupac voice, y'all the realest comic book channel on YouTube. Thank you for that. Actually, I am actually considering taking that and putting it on TikTok. or clipping it and making a short out of it. We might do that. Actually, I have to go back there. I have to remind myself to go back and do that. I think it would be funny, because I was actually genuinely amused. I don't know about anybody else, but I was very amused by that reaction. Well, thank you for that $9.99, pimp. So let's see. Let's see here. Carter, what else we got? We got other stuff that we could be discussing, I believe. Oh, yeah. I don't know why I started doing the Xena Warrior Princess holler, but the CW. Man, CW out here, Carter.
In news that surprised no one.
So, for those that don't know, CW, well, they done did it, y'all. They didn't cancel some shows. They have already begun canceling shows. Now, when Discovery, with the Warner Brothers Discovery merger, a lot of people knew there were going to be some things that were in trouble. One of those things being scripted television series. They actually, if I'm not mistaken, I think they said they wanted to get away from scripted television. They wanted to double down more on unscripted television, I believe was the wording. All right, maybe the other way around. I don't know. But for whatever reason, they have decided to let go of 2 CW Arrowverse television series. One of which is The Legends of Tomorrow. Legends of Tomorrow is donezo after this season. We also know that Batwoman is done after 3 seasons, which I didn't realize it had 3 seasons, Carter. I thought they were still only on 2. Apparently, they had 3 of them, the motherfuckers. But, so yeah. Sad Batwoman. Sad Batwoman face. But, so basically, long story short, very recently, the CW, they said, yep, let's go ahead and close the door of this shit. And honestly, a lot of people are already kind of saying this, but Naomi may not be far behind them. Oh, you said no one. Said no one ever. No, Naomi is very likely going to get canceled as well. Not saying it is, but I won't be surprised if it is. There are rumors that more cancellations are going to be announced. Not just with CW Arrowverse shows, but just CW shows in general. They probably are going to go in a different direction after this.
Several people have told me on several occasions when I'm streaming or in the Discord that Flash has been running on fumes for quite a long time. Whatever charge the Speed Force running track machine had, whatever the Speed Force Stairmaster was using, it was time to get it upgraded because that shit been running on E for quite a long time. Legends of Tomorrow, I heard, I got several good fun seasons, but couldn't find the magic that was in those first maybe 3 initial seasons. That magic was gone.
Yeah.
Even when they added new characters, a lot of people love that John Constantine was a part of the show now, but it didn't have the same characters every episode because the team was so big, and apparently it really lost its luster. Which you could say the same thing about the Flash. Both shows kind of ran on for a tad bit too long and lost their luster and have been, like I said, running on films for a while. When it comes to Batwoman, I don't know, because no one talks about it.
Yeah, I was gonna say it's
I don't ever hear anything about Batwoman when it comes to this. I almost want to say don't nobody watch it, but I know several people. I know people watch it because it got 3 seasons, but apparently. Ruby Rose is somewhere laughing right now.
Oh yeah, she is. Well, not only that, because Black Lightning, they got the announcement that they weren't going to be coming back for what was it, a 5th season? That was announced before, like in the middle of the show being of the 4th season being filmed.
And that's another show that was good initially,
and then kind of fell off.
And in that show, it was because they did the thing they said they weren't going to do. They weren't going to put it with any of the other CW things. This was going to be its own private, separate thing. And a lot of people got pissed because of that fact, because they were like, well, what you saying? Black Lightning not good enough to be with the other CW shows? But then when it did, it went from sugar to shit.
Oh, man. Yeah. I will say this.
You hate to see it.
It's kind of funny because before Legends was announced, the Legends of Tomorrow Writers Room Twitter account, which is like the official Twitter account for the writers' room of the show, they were rallying the fans to be like, hey, hashtag renew Legends of Tomorrow. And the whole idea was they were saying like, oh, we don't think we're in any trouble of getting canceled, but we want to make sure the whole world, or cough cough, a certain network knows what a special weird little goblin of a TV show this is, and we're like telling people to go stream all the seasons, especially the most recent season of Legends of Tomorrow, to get that out there. It kind of echoes what we heard from the showrunners and the writers of Young Justice very recently, like, because they even said that they were like, right now nothing's really certain, so if you want to see another season of Young Justice, make sure you go back and stream the current seasons as well as previous seasons, because that's what these companies pay attention to. They pay attention to the numbers, the streaming numbers. If those numbers aren't strong, which, mind you, streaming numbers was what got Young Justice back in the first place, because people went out and they start like, and I was one of them, streamed the season 1 and season 2 that when it was on Netflix, and all of a sudden, Warner Brothers saw that and they were like, oh, okay, people are actually wanting to watch this, because so many people did it. Remember a ways back when Disney Plus started, the showrunner and the creator of Gargoyles said, if you want a Gargoyles revival, he was like, go stream the shit out of the Gargoyles on Disney Plus, because they pay attention to that. And it's funny because we know they pay attention to that, because that's why the X-Men got a revival.
That's why Proud Family came back.
Yep, because people watched the shit out of it. So that's why I always tell people, if you want to see things brought back, you gotta, like, you don't have to vote with your dollar in this case. I mean, technically you kind of do. Like, if you already have Disney Plus, or in this case, like HBO Max or something like that, if you can use this in any general case. If you want to save a show or revive a show, you have to vote with your dollars and your time. Like, so, yeah, in the case of something that's typically on HBO Max, if you already have an HBO Max subscription, then you already voted with your dollars. But in that case, you need to vote with your time. Like, if you want a new season of, what was that one show that, that got ended not too terribly. Well, it was a while ago. His Dark Materials. I bet if more people were watching his Dark Materials, that show would have went on a little bit longer.
Shit, I didn't realize it gotten canceled.
Yep. I think they just had their last season not that long ago. Within the last year. But that's the thing. Yeah, you have these companies because there's not. Okay, we don't have the Nielsen family. The way we used to. So, yeah, some of y'all aren't old enough to remember this. You used to be called a Nielsen family. It meant that you were one of the families whose television habits were being monitored. And they would monitor what you watched. And based on all of the different Nielsen families, they would determine, well, people like this, or they don't like this. We don't have ratings anymore, really, the way that, like, some people like to think that we still have ratings. A certain ex-president who always talked about ratings, even though ratings don't exist anymore. Everything is streaming now, just about. Everything streams. So they look at the numbers of how many times, kind of like with YouTube. They look at how many times the video was watched and for how long. That's what they look at. And if those numbers don't amount to anything, gone, because it's not worth their time. And that's how it is. And honestly, streaming has kind of hurt a lot of TV shows because some people just wait for the shit to be on streaming. They don't watch shit live anymore sometimes. I mean, there are people that do because there's a whole subsection of Twitter for that shit. People who live watch shit when it comes on. But yeah, more people are likely to watch scripted television once it's all done. So yeah, people have to account for that as well. But yeah, this is to the surprise of no one at all. Period. As far as what else to be canceled, I don't think Superman and Lois is in any danger.
Oh no, that show chilling.
Yeah, I think Superman and Lois will be fine. Supergirl's not even on anymore. They actually ended before they could get canceled.
So is it now just Superman and Lois and Stargirl and Flash?
And Flash. That's far as oh no, Diggle is getting a spinoff. But not a solo one. It's like he's training the young superheroes. But that actually might get canceled before it even starts.
I wouldn't watch it.
No, I wouldn't either.
My ears kind of peaked up when you said Diggle. Like, okay, cool. They're finally doing the Green Lantern shit. Nah, he's training kids. Okay.
Nah, I'm good. I'm good on all that.
Let me see what Chet talking about.
But here, let's look at this other one. Speaking of losing things. Let's see here. Yep. John Watts. He ain't directing Fantastic Four, y'all. Director John Watts, the same director who is responsible for all 3 Spider-Man Home trilogy movies. Homecoming, Far From Home, and No Way Home.
Yeah.
He was originally announced as being the director of the Fantastic Four movie, the reboot that's going to be under the MCU banner. And that is no longer the case. No reason was cited exactly as for why he stepped away, though one could imagine it doesn't have anything to do with him being done with Marvel, because as Kevin Feige has pointed out, and Marvel Studios as a whole has pointed out, they do expect him to return for future Spider-Man movies. I think one of the things I think John Watts even brought up himself is that he literally did nothing but Spider-Man for like the last few years. And I think he's a bit burned out. And I think he realized doing yet another Marvel movie was likely going to put him in an early grave. But they said that both sides parted ways amicably.
Yeah.
And this isn't like the Justin Lin situation with Fast and Furious, because that movie was literally in pre-production or in the middle of starting production, and Justin Lin was like, yeah, I'm out this bitch. Though his was said to be amicable as well. I think John Watts' exit from Fantastic Four is way more amicable than even that. And I get it. Sometimes you get burned out. Sometimes you got to learn when to say no.
You gotta know when to hold them, know when to fold them.
Actually, you know what? Yes, you're right. But no, to quote To quote John Watts, he said, making 3 Spider-Man films was an incredible and life-changing experience for me. I'm eternally grateful to have been a part of the Marvel Cinematic Universe for 7 years. See, I didn't even give him enough credit. I said 5. It's been 7. He says, I'm eternally...
Let that man sit down.
Right, let him chill. He says, I'm hopeful we'll work together again, and I can't wait to see the amazing vision for Fantastic Four brought to life. Now, I don't know if he's going to stay on as a producer. Like, if he's going to stay on, like, to kind of oversee things, but just not be directly involved with it as a director. But yeah, everybody seems to be perfectly fine with this. Actually, this is a more amicable split than when the original director for In the Multiverse of Madness had left. Like, you could tell, because he actually cited creative differences. But it was still an amicable split. He just said, but there were obvious creative differences, and Marvel wanted to go a different direction than what he wanted to go. And I think that direction was he wanted to actually lean more into the horror aspect of the movie, whereas Marvel didn't want to go all the way in on it. I think what ultimately happened was they went with Sam Raimi, because Sam Raimi, while he is good at doing horror, he's also good at doing horror that's not... I don't want to say not too hardcore.
Squeamish.
Yeah, it's not too squeamish. Like, he's known for the Evil Dead movies. Yes, of course, they're full of blood and guts. But here's the thing. His movies are also kind of silly. Like, I actually challenge people, go back and watch the original Evil Dead. Now, granted, he's going for an actual horror movie. It actually comes off more funny than anything else, because it's really silly and cheesy. But when they went back and did Evil Dead 2, they went and did a soft reboot of Evil Dead 1. That's why if you've ever watched Evil Dead 1 and you go watch Evil Dead 2 and you're confused as to why they're showing you the end of the movie all over again, but kind of with some twists and turns, it's because Sam Raimi just decided to lean into what the first movie was. It was cheesy, so he made it funnier. If you go back and watch even some of his other horror movies, like watch Drag Me to Hell, that movie gets straight up ridiculous and funny at some points. And that's why, like, I kept telling people, like, oh, no, because what was it? Task on Twitter tried to argue with me about how, oh, no, it's going to be a full-on horror movie. And I was like, no, it's not. I said, it's going to be a movie with horror elements. It'll be closer to a horror comedy. He was like, oh, well, we'll see when it comes out. And I was like, yeah, we'll see. But I was like, I'm telling you, don't go into this expecting this to be Halloween. There's folks for real going into Doctor Strange expecting it to be like some fucking Halloween shit or Sinister or some bullshit. I'm like, no, this is gonna be, if this is anything close to a horror movie, there'll be a few moments. Remember Spider-Man 2? Remember Spider-Man 2, Carter, the part where Dr. Octopus got the mechanical arms for the first time, and he's in the hospital, and shit gets kind of weird in a horror movie way, but it's a very Evil Dead type of way. They even do the Evil Dead cam perspective. Expect that. Like, there might be a couple of jump scares, but I don't think this movie's a horror movie in the way that people think it's going to be. But yeah, that's that. Fantastic Four will be fine. They'll find someone who is a good director to come in and take over, and it will be just fine. There's nothing to worry about. Anyway, moving along. Let's see what we got here. What's our next one? Oh, here we are. We're the good part. Recommended reads for the week. Carter, what you got?
Yes. Mine is very simple because I told you to read it, and you told me you forgot what the fuck it was about. TMNT, The Last Ronin.
I did. I actually I didn't forget what it was about. I was being facetious, but what I actually forgot. What issue was this? Was this issue number 5 or was it 4?
I believe it was. No, I think it was 5. I think it was 5.
Yeah.
Final issue, or so we thought. Maybe it I don't know. It's left like there could be something if they want it to be.
Right.
But we finally get Mikey versus Shredder Jr.
Mm-hmm.
And it is truly a knockdown, drag out. Man, that fight between those two, because there are several different things going on at the same time. And Michelangelo is basically at a point where I know this is it for me. but I'm not going by myself. He's already made peace that, yeah, I'm not making it at the end of this, even though in the previous issue he had made a promise to Casey Jones. But in this case, we're talking about April's daughter that she had with Casey. She just named her after Kate. He was going to train her basically how, Splinter trained them, and it was going to be a whole thing. There are several moving parts in this issue, but at the base of it, it's Michelangelo finally doing what he set out to do. Several moments where, even though the other brothers are gone in this story, they still got a lick in, courtesy of Michelangelo. And the ending, there's basically an after credit ending in this book. The after credit ending is what I was more so referring to, where it looks like this may not be an ending, but the actual ending itself, it pulls on the heartstrings. Because again, I said when I started my recommended that Mikey already made peace with the fact that, yeah, I'm not making it out of this. We're at the point of no return. If we're going to get this done, he has to go. And with everything he has, nine times out of 10 gets you 20. I'm not making it out of here either. And the ending it really does pull at the heartstrings, man. The ending to this was really, really, it was sad, but it was also happy, and it was also peaceful. It catches you off guard the way the way it ends, the way a certain character makes a very stupid ass choice. But all in all, man, all in all, the last Ronin was really, really good. I would recommend anyone that's a Ninja Turtles fan to read this book. It has nothing. You don't need to have read any of the other IDW stuff before you read Last Ronin. It's its own standalone thing. Really good, really, really good story.
Yes, very much so. Very much so. Oh man, I'm actually in a weird spot because I'm actually very, 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 very uncertain about what to recommend. Actually, I've been wrestling with this for a while, and I didn't want to just take the cop out and recommend something that I just literally did a video for. And I've been kind of trying to stay away from recommending things that I've done in my top 5, but honestly, we may have to go dip into that route just a little bit. I'll just kind of speak in, well, no, I can actually do it. We can actually talk about something. There's actually something I've been kind of reading on the side, and let's see if we can pull it up here. There it is. For those who are not familiar, I think we've actually talked about this in the past. Not this book, but the series it's spun off from is Philadelphia. There's a spin-off book that I think wrapped up, or not wrapped up. I think they had like the first story arc wrap up. There's a story called Nita Hawes' Nightmare Blog. And this is a spin-off from Philadelphia, starring the character Nita Hawes, as one would expect. Who, for those who are not familiar, she, or maybe those who are, I guess, would probably be more likely. The character Jimmy from Philadelphia, this is, his old boo thing. This is old boo thing. And this story digs into a lot of the supernatural. It digs into, well, yes.
Can I ask you why you picked that goddamn cover, please?
Oh, no, I mean, that was the one. That was the one that was before me.
They ain't got no goddamn variants or something.
I mean, you gotta swallow some souls, man,
Oh, God. Oh God.
Danger, danger, danger.
Oh, my bad. I'm sorry. I apologize. But no. So basically, she's basically having to deal.
Yeah.
She's having to deal with a demon that is popped up in the realm of Earth. Mm-hmm. And not only that, it's actually really, you know what, I'm trying to think of what it reminds me of. I'm not saying this like this. I'm just saying that just the dynamic is vaguely similar. I'm just going to use the movie Ghost as a reference. Whoopi Goldberg, Patrick Swayze, Demi Moore.
I almost started singing that molding scene. I almost got you.
Oh, man, look, I'd have hollered. But no, but in this case, it's her own dead brother who is kind of like acting as her compass, as her connection to help her suss out what the hell is going on with this demon that's mysteriously risen from the depths of hell itself. And is going after people. Like, it's actually really cool. And not only that, it's I like it because, you know, well, for one, and you know what, I'm gonna help Carter out here because, you know what, this might actually help Carter. I know you asked me if I could have found a variant cover, so I'm gonna help you out, brother. I'm gonna help you out.
Oh God.
Here you go. There's a variant cover for you right there.
Okay.
But yeah. So, but yeah, basically, it's cool because you're getting a story. Which, by the way, by one of my more recent discoveries of you know, a writer that I actually appreciate, Rodney Barnes, who's a guy that's writing this, a whole brother, by the way, a whole brother. And he's done a lot of really cool stuff. He did the Lando book, the Star Wars Lando book. He also did Falcon, one of the Falcon series. And of course, obviously, Philadelphia. Also, once again, great story. Go read it. But yeah, I heard about this book. I didn't really know exactly what it was supposed to be. Mm-hmm. All I saw was that I just saw the name, and the name stuck out. I was like, Nita. I was like, okay, cool, I'll check it out. And then I realized what it was. I was like, oh shit, this is connected to Philadelphia. I was like, okay, I'm gonna check it out. And I read it. I was like, oh, it's 5 issues. Boom, let's get into it. And I dug it. I really dug it. And I would hope that y'all would dig it too. But yeah, that's gonna be my recommended. Like I said, I wanted to get away from something that was already on a list that I had already put together.
You wanna hear something that's gonna just mess with your head and make you mad? Because that's a lot of videos you're gonna have to do where it's gonna get to the point where you might actually just be like, Carter, yeah, it's time for you to go and put some work in on these videos, big dog.
Oh, what's up?
So Bill 93505 just put in the chat that apparently Judgment Day is revealed on Marvel's website as a summer event that's gonna last from July to October.
Yeah, no, I'm good. I'm good. I'm very good. I'm so good. Y'all have no idea how good I am. Oh God. You know what? Honestly, this is one of those times I wish that my deal with Frederator didn't actually like auto renew. And they wouldn't let me get out of the contract for it, even though I had given them, you know, what I felt was enough notice. Because I would really have loved to have had a full-time or at least a part-time video editor to handle this type of work for me. So I could be like, hey, here's here's the audio. I'll chop up the audio, but here, you take this video, put the pictures on it. Because y'all have no idea. That's actually a huge deal for me. Yeah. I was like, man, I'm giving these motherfuckers 30% of my money. Shit. They should be editing videos for me. But no. Oh,
I'm not saying shit. I'm letting you speak your piece on this one. I almost lit up. I almost lit up when I heard you talking. Like, uh-oh.
It's about to happen. He's about to do it.
He was about to lose it.
Yeah, he about to. He probably about to. Let's get into some questions from the Discord real quick before we get into what's going on here in the chat right quick. We got a few in here, I think. Here we go. We got one from LJ Brown. Says, if you were in Zaslav's position, what Milestone media shows would you greenlit to fill the dead space that is the Arrowverse now that they're getting cleaned out like Amber Heard's defense team?
They really are, dude. Those got to be the dumbest, most inept fucking attorneys I have ever bared witness to.
I feel like I feel like I feel like Amber Heard got her defense attorneys out of Johnny Depp's recommendations. Like, she's like, do you have any attorneys that you can?
Did you see what the motherfucker did? That motherfucker yelled objection to his own question.
Yep. I saw that shit. It was embarrassing. Honestly, I think Amber Heard, and I don't say this lightly, so I want people to understand what I'm saying. When I say what I say, I want them to understand that this is coming from the heart.
Blerd Without Fear and Blerd Without Fear alone. Somebody else asked me how I felt about this trial, and I said I don't have an opinion on it. I'm just watching.
Well, no, I mean my opinion. I mean, yeah, my opinion, I will say, is my own. But I look at this picture of Amber Heard, and you know what I see? I said this on Twitter not that long ago.
Yeah, I saw this on Twitter.
She looked like she about to call the police. She looked like she about to call the police right now. She is watching a black family having a barbecue in the park, and she is mad. She wasn't invited because she knows if she was having a barbecue in the park, her barbecue would be dry as hell. And I don't mean as in dry rub. I mean the meat is so brittle that the meat just crackles off the bone. You might choke on it. You know how, like, when you try and eat a Popeye's biscuit with no drink? I'm talking about, like, more dangerous than that is what I'm saying. But what I find very interesting in all of this is that yeah, it's fucking terrible. But yeah, going back to the whole Zaslav thing, because for those who know, he's pretty much the head person in charge right now with the whole Warner Discovery deal. Honestly, I would say, man, give all the Milestone books a chance. But if I could pick like a couple just to kick off, I mean, of course, Static. That's a softball. But I would definitely do Hardware. I would even say do Icon and Rocket. I would say do the. Oh wait, what do you have in mind?
Honestly, I would just say you would start with Static, and then you would go with Icon and Rocket. I wouldn't put Hardware anywhere near the CW just because, even though with Legends of Tomorrow, with the Atom and his suit and stuff like that, Hardware I feel would be more so an HBO Max series for the specific reason.
Yeah, I see where you're going. Okay.
Yeah, for the very specific reason. I would want them to have a bigger budget.
Okay, no, that makes sense. Yeah, because
Static and Icon and Rocket you could do on the cheap.
Yeah, because you can get away with just special effects alone. The props would be kind of whack. Yeah, because now I'm thinking about I'm looking at Adam's suit on Legends of Tomorrow. Yeah, it never did look the best. It always looked like a broke ass Iron Man.
Because even on the Flash when they introduced King Shark. King Shark looked relatively good.
Yeah,
and I think about I think about that big ass roach from Icon and Rocket. I just remember reading that part in that book. You could do that with CW special effects, but yeah, Hardware. I would want them to have a bigger budget behind it.
Oh yeah. Let's see here. The Trifling Titan asks, seems like we know so little about Kevin Feige and Marvel Studios' plan for Black Panther moving forward, considering the current direction of the MCU and Disney Plus shows. What do y'all personally want to see happen with that franchise moving forward? Also, who would y'all want to curate the Black Panther Wakanda Forever album if Kendrick Lamar isn't returning to do it? Well, I can say this. I think I know what Kevin Feige's plan is, and I think a lot of people didn't. I read between the lines on his plan.
Mm-hmm.
They said they have no intentions of recasting Chadwick Boseman for Black Panther. Here's how I understood it.
Okay.
They don't have any plans to recast Chadwick Boseman. Now. I think I think they'll do it eventually. I think they're just gonna wait. They're gonna wait until it's not being demanded of them. Also, this is what I always tell people: whenever you vocally, vehemently demand things of a studio, a writer, creative, whatever, they usually will go the opposite direction just to spite you.
See, I felt different. I felt that you're right. They're not gonna recast T'Challa.
Mm-hmm.
They didn't say shit about recasting Black Panther.
True.
So I think that's the one thing that people need to think about here. They could gracefully, let Chadwick Boseman, that's T'Challa, that will forever be T'Challa. No one will ever take that away from him. Ladies and gentlemen, here's your Black Panther.
Mm-hmm.
You put a statue of him that's in damn near every shot when you're filming the movie in Wakanda, so that he's always there. Have a scene with fucking Shuri where she's not too sure of herself and she's looking at the statue of Chadwick Boseman. You could very easily go that route. But yeah, I think that's the one thing people, when they got so up in arms, but he has to be recast. No, he doesn't. You can just put somebody else in that role. Sam Wilson is Captain America. Nafisa Williams is this alternate version of Captain Marvel.
Think about Lashana Lynch.
That's what I said. We got Allen Iverson in the role of Baron Mordo. So just because an actor is gone doesn't mean someone else cannot take over that specific role, that specific thing. Mm-hmm. That specific character, because this is all characters, people.
Yes,
T'Challa is a character. Black Panther is also a character,
and
the man himself has made his triumphant return. Jonathan Moda with that honey bomb.
Damn,
will most likely get a variant to replace the King. See, me and him on saying you can do that. See, he's thinking, why ain't y'all thinking? Why are y'all getting mad? Man, we want to see John David Washington. John David Washington. No, we don't.
Man, if John David Washington showed up in Wakanda, I ain't gonna lie, I would holler. I'd be like, what the fuck are y'all doing? But thank you. Thank you for that $100.
Thank you, man.
Oh, my God.
But yeah, easy peasy.
Yeah, easy. Yeah, no, definitely, man. Easy peasy. Here's the thing. Here, let me do that real quick, so I know that we've marked this one. Oh, also, who would you want to curate the album? We didn't get to that part.
Oh, Jake. I'll let you go first.
Oh God.
That's why you shut the fuck up, because you couldn't think of nothing. Wanted to say my head.
Here's the thing. I actually was sitting here thinking about it. I was like, well, shit. If not Kendrick, then who? I tell you what, J. Cole. Let J. Cole do it.
You heard me say Jay, and I caught myself. You prick.
I mean, you could get the RZA, but I don't know. I feel like the RZA.
Fuck no.
I don't know. I don't know. That, like I said, it's J. Cole. It's J. Cole. That's my J. Cole is who I would pick. Because honestly, I can't think of too many other like. Okay, I tell you what. If there were circumstances different, there are other people I could think of that I would love to see do it. But the problem is, one of those people is dead, so that's a no. And for those who are wondering, that person I was talking about to curate, it would have made, I don't know, it might have been too grimy for Marvel. But I was thinking MF Doom. But MF Doom might have been too grimy for Marvel because MF Doom is out there. Who you got?
This will get me yelled at.
Oh Lord!
But I think just from a musical instrumentation standpoint,
okay,
Thundercat. Or I would say Lupe close second.
Okay.
I would go in order. I'd have three. It'd be Thundercat.
Okay.
It'd be Lupe. And then number 3 would be Flying Lotus.
Okay. What do you think about what's his face? What about Tyler?
You know what? Honest to God, I almost said it.
You think about Tyler the Creator? Okay.
I really, really was. But some of his beat selection sometimes
it's a little wishy-washy. Yeah, it's a little wishy-washy. He's not 100%. He's not shooting 100% from 3-point line.
I think it's funny. The one album I don't think I just vibed with like that is the one he got a Grammy for. Is Igor. I liked everything else I've heard from him so far except for Igor.
Okay.
Because I couldn't play Igor in its entirety. I would skip.
Got you.
Igor.
I tell you what, dude. You know who else I would probably do? There are 2 different groups that I could think of that I wouldn't mind seeing do this either. And I know a lot of people won't see this shit coming, but one of those 2 groups would be the Neptunes. The other one would be the Roots. The Roots would be the one that, like, the Neptunes would be the ones I would just expect to get it, but like the Roots would be the ones I would want to get it. Does that make any sense?
Yes.
Yeah.
You would be happy with Black Panther. You would be happy with the Neptunes because with Pharrell and stuff like that. The music would be more. You're proud, and see if you see where I'm going with this.
Okay.
With the Neptunes and Pharrell, the music we would probably get in that film or on that soundtrack, it would be a lot more about being proud of your blackness.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
As opposed with the Neptunes. Okay, let me go back to the Neptunes would be more proud of your blackness, more bombastic.
Yes.
With the Roots, you would be proud of it, but you proud of it because you in the mud and you grinding, and it's a little bit harder.
Mm-hmm.
See, I know.
Oh yeah. Not to mention,
man.
Not to mention, the world deserves more Black Thought. For those who are not familiar, Black Thought. Like, everybody thinks about Questlove when they think about the Roots. Just because I think he's the one who's probably the more out there. Like, he's the one you see in stuff more often. You see him on late night and stuff like that. But Black Thought, also a hilarious motherfucker. But also, I'm not gonna lie, probably one of the best rappers in the game that does not get enough credit.
Shaman 05, if they did Tech 9, I'd throw this chair out their fucking window. I would lose. Would lose. No, I'm just saying I would lose my ever-loving mind.
Dude.
If Tech got Black Panther 2.
Oh, Lord.
Because he's still, even though I think that's kind of, that movie wasn't that high. Even though he is one of my favorite musicians, he always talked about the fact that he's actually curated a movie soundtrack before. But it's a movie a lot of motherfuckers don't really pay no mind to. You remember Alpha Dog?
Oh, yeah.
Tech 9 did that soundtrack.
I forgot he did that. Damn, I have not seen that movie in a dog's age.
No one has, but it's just. But yeah, if Tech did it. Oh man.
Let's see here. Oh, we got another one here from Jonathan Moda with the 1999 super chat. Says, good to be back. Get those motherfucking likes up. The Roots or Tribe Called Quest creates soundtrack, but trying to remember that 3-6 Mafia has an Oscar. Dude, you know how nasty that Black Panther soundtrack would be if 3-6 got their hands on it. First off, that's going to be the most ratchet album. Oh, yeah. But here's the thing, though. It would be good. It'd be good. It'd be hood as a motherfucker, though. It would be like, y'all thought the Kendrick Lamar, because the Kendrick Lamar album was more, it was a little more niggerish than I'd expected.
You know, I would absolutely agree with you. That caught me off guard when I heard it. Like I thought it was some shit he just did as a fan. When I realized, no, Marvel put the stamp on it, I said, wait a minute.
Well, like, okay, so the song that everybody knew, the one he did with SZA. Like that song was pretty tame. But man, when you get to
Whoa!
oh man.
When I heard Future on something Marvel related, I said, "Wait a minute,
dude." What was the part of was like slop on me knob like corn on Nick? I was like, what? Did Disney hear this? Did they listen to the album before they put it out?
Oh man.
But no, dude, Tribe would be another one. The only thing I hate is that Fife Dog is gone, dude. But you can still do it. It just that, man,
I still love, and I feel so bad because I love what I love when it comes to music, but I had never listened to Tribe Called Quest until the last album.
Ooh, that album's so good.
From what was that, like so 2015, 16, and some shit like that?
Oh man,
thank you for your service or some kind of shit like that. Mm-hmm. I literally have the vinyl in my closet right now. I have it on vinyl. But
where'd it go? I literally had it pulled up.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. We got it from here. Thank you for your service. Yeah, 2016. 2016.
Yeah. That was the first thing I had ever heard from them.
Oh, dude. Shit is fire. I'm going to tell you right now. So, for me, it was... for me, the first album I heard from them was the one that I think most people probably know them for, is the Midnight Marauders. That was the album that had, of course, they had Award Tour, which was like their biggest. It was like their biggest hit up until recently. But they also had another song of mine that was one of my personal favorites called "Oh My God" with Busta Rhymes. That's what it was like. Oh my God, yes, oh my God, dude, I fucking love that song because that shit fucking hits. I don't know what it is about it. That motherfucker hits. But also,
I don't think.
No,
but somebody said. Oh no, Shaman 05 line saying Busta Rhymes for the soundtrack to Black Panther. No, because when he brought up the Neptunes and he brought up Roots.
The Roots, yeah.
Everybody could absorb those. I brought up Thundercat, Flying Lotus, Lupe. Everybody could listen to those. Busta Rhymes is only for the niggas.
I feel like
that's only for black folks.
Yeah, I feel like Busta. And don't get me wrong, the album will be good. I'm not saying it won't be good.
Yes.
But man, I would just sit there and be thinking about how I'd be trying to think like,
no one would appreciate it more than we would.
Yeah, no. I don't think white folks would be running out to get. I mean, I don't know. Maybe they will because apparently white folks buy more hip hop than we do. So, yeah, I guess. But, but yeah, no. Let's get this next one here. This is Shadow the Cat 99 says, "What is the most hyped you have ever been for a movie? Multiverse of Madness is the most hyped I've been since Endgame. I cannot wait. Also, did you see the King in Black, Null, and Venom 2 pack Marvel Legends is making? I posted a picture in Pictures Safe for Work if you haven't seen it yet." Okay.
I've actually seen that when I was on Ryan Stegman's stream last week.
Okay, you did see it. Okay. I have not seen it, so I'm actually going to pull it up
for you.
Yeah, I'm Ooh, Lord.
Yeah.
Have mercy, King. They need their ass whooped for this. They need they whole... Here, I'm pulling it up now so y'all can see what I'm talking about. This is it right here. Yeah, I'm gonna have to get that. They got this motherfucker with the wangs.
Yep. Because apparently it was already selling out in a few places, like immediately.
Oh, I believe it. Apparently the Venomnibus got pushed back too. Adam was actually telling me that the other day because he ordered it.
Okay.
The hardback junk that's coming out. Which apparently I think they wanted to call it the Venomnicon or something like that originally, but they settled on Venomnibus.
Yeah.
Even though they already had one called the Venomnibus, but yeah, whatever.
Yeah, I've seen that one.
Yeah. But I mean, I just want it because it's all collected in one spot. That's really the only reason I give it. Actually, I should check this more often. I'm looking at it now. I see someone else kind of put something in the Discord that is making me smile at this precise moment. Wait, here it is. Ladies and
That's
gentlemen, Tom Cruise. Look, can we do that? Can we do that like a Family Guy? Ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Conway Twitty. Ladies and gentlemen, Tom Cruise.
Just that picture come on, and then that Beyonce single ladies track come on.
Dude, I would holla. But no, let's get back to it. Because we're running out into the weeds here. But no, the most hype I've been for a movie in a long time, oddly enough, Multiverse, definitely. Probably and Spider-Man No Way Home as well. But I will be honest, the most hype I think I have been in a long time for a movie, even before all of this, was Black Panther. Black Panther I was really hyped for, just because I was so happy that everyone was going to get to enjoy a character that I've always enjoyed. Like, you know how like nerds can be sometimes? They can be really elitist. They can always be like, oh, you're not a real fan. You weren't in the grime and the muck with me back when nobody knew this character was. I'm not like that. When for instance, when Moon Knight, also another favorite of mine, when the world was able to share in my love for Moon Knight, to learn this character and discover them the way that that I have, I loved it. I thought it was great. I want more. I want more of this. Dude, what are you tripping off of?
Shaman 05 line in the chat said, "You acting like Tom Cruise can't be a bad bitch."
This motherfucker. Wow. Y'all ain't shit. Y'all really ain't shit. I want y'all to know that. Y'all ain't shit. I want y'all to know that, okay? Let's see here.
Man.
We also got let's see here. Rough Rider 86 says, what's your opinion on Jake Lockley being the partner that killed Layla's dad? We actually talked about this briefly. I think maybe that was, well, he does actually say Raul Bushman did it. He actually does bring up Raul Bushman by name, but part of me wonders if Jake did pop in during that moment. Like, maybe we get to this next episode, we discover, we revisit that origin and learn that was the emergence of Jake Lockley. Like, Jake, or maybe Jake Lockley emerged from the, well, Stephen Grant was there, but Jake Lockley is something that came later as a result of his abuse and trauma that he suffered at the hands of his mother. Like, later down the road. I wouldn't be surprised by that either. Next up, we got Urban Prince of Strong Style says, with the confirmation of Professor X in the Multiverse of Madness, should we expect an X-Men post-credit scene also? I fall on my ass when I saw Charles in the hover chair. I was freaking out, just like Carter. It's a good day to be an X-Men fan. I think while we may not get anything pointing towards the X-Men, beyond, obviously Charles, I don't know if we'll get a stinger, but I definitely think we'll get some teases that there are mutants in the MCU.
Let me ask you something.
Yeah, go ahead.
How hard would you freak out if Xavier is in that chair and he's talking to somebody and you don't see who this person is, and then the camera slowly pans up and it's James Marston?
I would actually holler. Well, yeah, because, for one, I always felt like Cyclops got done super dirty in the X-Men movies.
He did.
Because, and I'm not even just talking about X-Men Last Stand. I'm just talking about period.
He did.
He was treated so dirty in all of those movies. And I felt like, okay, it was the same thing I said on Twitter a ways back that caught me a little bit of shrapnel. But yeah, I was talking about, like, for as great as the X-Men animated series in the 90s was. Yeah. That show did Cyclops one of the biggest disservices. It tainted people's opinions of Cyclops for the decades to come, apparently. And I think it also shaped the narrative of how people decided the character should be depicted in other media. Like, he's always going to be Wolverine's punching bag. He's going to be the guy that's going to be the butt of Wolverine's jokes. He's going to be the guy that, well, technically this is the case in the comics. He's the guy that, whose girlfriend Wolverine is always trying to steal. You know, it's going to be that type of situation, and that's all he has to him. That's kind of how they treated him in the X-Men movies. It was like he was just a dude that was just there. He was basically, you know, the way I actually was watching one of my favorite political YouTubers. I was watching, you know, he was talking about it was Sam Cedar. He was talking about how like his grandmother used to do, how the way Jewish people back in the day would do is that a woman who was married, a Jewish woman who was married to a Jewish man, whenever she was addressed or she addressed herself, they never addressed themselves as, oh, well, my name is Mrs. whatever their last name is. So let's say their last name is Schreiber. They wouldn't say, oh, well, my name is Mrs. Schreiber. They would say, no, my name is like Mrs. Pablo Schreiber. I'm just picking a name out there, just throwing a name out there in the ether, which is oddly enough the guy that's playing Master Chief on Halo. Anyway, but you see where I'm going with this. I kind of feel like that is the case for Cyclops. He was Mr. Jean Grey in those movies. Is how I felt they treated him, and I didn't like that. I felt like they put way more respect on Jean, which, I mean, to be fair, she deserves it, but I feel like they did it at the detriment of Cyclops. And I'm not saying Cyclops is my favorite X-Man, because everybody thinks, oh, he's just a Cyclops apologist. No, I'm just saying I feel like Cyclops is a better character than most people give him credit for, and he shouldn't be shit on this way. It's like, you know, I'm sorry, but there are way more deserving X-Men for that category. But yeah, whatever. This last one from the Discord, Ed Boy in the Cut asks, what upcoming event are you guys looking forward to the most? Judgment Day, Banner of War, or Dark Crisis? If you haven't been keeping up with Joshua Williams' Infinite Frontier and Justice League Incarnate series, this Crisis will seem random, but it's been over a year and a half in the making. Okay, I'm actually glad that Ed Boy brought that up. I actually have been keeping up. Yeah, I agree. If you have not been reading any of the previous, like Justice Frontier, Justice Incarnate, you know, any of that other stuff, if you pick up this week's was Justice League number 75, which is like the death of the Justice League, you pick that book up, you gonna be sitting here scratching your motherfucking head, being like, the fuck is this? Where'd all this come from? Who? That's what you're gonna be sitting there looking like the whole time. But the thing is, yeah, this has been getting set up for years. Actually, I would say more than a year and a half. I'd say at least 2 years. Joshua Williams has been slowly building this, even going back to, like, I think it's Flash stuff. Because this does actually kind of center around the Flash. Because I actually, for a slick minute, I was like, wait a minute. Why is Wally back in the OG? Oh, that's right. And now I remember what was going on. I was like, okay, never mind. But yeah, I will say I'm actually looking more forward to Judgment Day between the three. Though I'm very interested in Dark Crisis. It actually has my attention right now. I might actually go back and do like a primer for it. For people, you know, if they, you know, they don't want to go through all the other stuff, that might be where I go with a lot of DC stuff, honestly, is do primers, because I'm not reading a lot of DC current. I'm reading the stuff that's, you know, prior. Okay, that's it for questions from the Discord. Let's get into questions from the chat. We're going to read some questions from the chat real quick.
We got a $5 super chat question from Gokhan Shuri's baby father. He's asking, hey, do you think the MCU will bring the X-Men and Avengers working closer together than the comics were, where they're at each other's throats?
Nicks. Yeah, maybe. Though I still think they'll be relatively separate. The X-Men and the Avengers I don't want to say they don't work well together. I just feel like they are very opposed to one another. And
they could, but
could.
Writers can't write.
No. Well, and here's a problem. You can have X-Men on the Avengers. And by proxy, you can have Avengers on the X-Men. But for whatever reason, whenever the two are in the room with each other at the same time, they have to fight each other for some reason.
Even with the goddamn Unity Squad, they were still fighting.
Yep. Because, I mean, think about it. What was it? Rogue. She led a team of Avengers. Yeah. And it was like, oh, this, because I remember, I thought that was the coolest thing ever. I was like, oh, dude, Rogue. Gangster. Yeah. I was like, dude, this is actually lit.
America was still on the team.
Yes.
And Rogue was still the top dog of that squad.
Uh-huh. and was good. She was like, honestly, that was the best. Like, I was never the hugest Rogue fan, but that was the moment that I was like, okay, I'm a Rogue fan now. Because I was like, she's actually legit.
And the reason you probably felt like that was because for a long time there, when it came to X-Men Legacy, she was just there to get wiped by Magneto.
Yep. Actually, I think there was even one moment where, like, she kind of threw herself at Bishop. Like, she just threw herself up. Hey, look, Bishop was like, look, don't get me caught up.
I ain't the Cajun now.
He said, me and Gambit just got cool. He said, if I pipe you out, it's over.
Gambit got the pull stick. I got Louisiana.
This motherfucker. But no, let's see here. I
see one from Mailman here. Y'all feeling what you're seeing so far from Spider-Man #1? Also, thoughts on Romita Jr., fan or not? I can do this one. I don't know if you've read Spider-Man #1.
I did actually.
Oh.
I did.
Okay.
I did. Actually, I'm in the middle of editing a video for it, but yes.
Okay. How'd you feel about it?
I liked it. I mean, the Chasm stuff is still weird to me from the previous Amazing Spider-Man number 93.
Mm-hmm.
But I mean, I'm into it. It's I am very I will largely save my thoughts for the video that's coming out, but I will just say this. It does make me wonder what the fuck MJ doing.
And apparently only 6 months passed from the Chasm shit to this.
Supposedly. So it makes me wonder what the fuck. Yeah, she got 2 whole babies running around.
And how do you feel about John Romita Jr.'s art?
I mean, I'm fine with it. I mean, his art's kind of been his art for a while, so it's like, I mean, I wasn't expecting it. Okay, it's kind of like, what's the guy that did Silver Surfer? What was the guy that did Silver? I forget his name. Why am I blanking on the man's name?
All red.
Oh yeah, okay, yeah. That's like if you don't like Allred's art.
Was it Mike Allred?
I think it was Mike Allred. I think. I'm double checking myself, but I'm pretty sure.
I think it was him and his wife.
Yes, Mike Allred. So yeah, if you don't like Mike Allred's art, then you just don't like his art. Yeah. It's the same thing with John Romita Jr. I feel like if you don't like John Romita Jr.'s art, you're not gonna like this This isn't gonna change your mind.
So what I have learned from being in all these Ryan Stegman streams is that it's not just when there's art, it's not just what's drawn, it's also what's inked and what's colored.
Yes.
And that's one facet I had never thought about because he had some other people on there this past week and Chip Zdarsky made his return. I have never been a fan at all of John Romita Jr.'s art where characters have Lego blocks for fucking fingers. But from fucking Superman to Kick-Ass to whatever,
he did Batman, he did Punisher. He's done. I mean, John Romita Jr.'s done it all. He's done it all.
I've never
X-Men. I remember his X-Men.
Yeah. I have never liked Lego block finger man with these weird ass heads. I have never been a fan of his. Let me see if I can get these in shot. Until All-Star Batman. That's when I became a fan of John Romita Jr.'s art for the okay, that's just gonna glare all over the goddamn place. All right, so I'm trying to see if I can find one, but yeah, All-Star Batman is really when I became a fan of John Romita Jr.'s art, simply because the colorists and the inkers made it better. They are what helped this book out tremendously. So it really, really depends on who else is on that team to help.
Right.
To help the artist here. Because I'm trying to find a specific shot in All-Star Batman #1. I think it was in the first issue. If I can't find it, I do apologize. We can keep it fucking moving.
Okay.
Okay, yeah. This is one of my favorite ones. Let me see if I can get the camera to get it. Let me see.
Oh yeah.
You see?
Yeah.
That is not just that's his drawing, that's art, that's inking. I love that shot in that book. But this is the only book. This is the only book with John Romita Jr. art that I have been a fucking fan of.
Well, I also want to point out, because Ed Boy pointed out too, he says, if you want to see an artist's true potential, look at their pencils. And I agree. Like, I always judge an artist on their raw pencils. I don't want to see nothing else. I want to see raw pencils. And that's why sometimes I think it's cool to get those director's cut books where you get to see the raw pencils and then see what it looks like with the ink. And honestly, Stegman is actually an unusual because he has so much detail in his raw pencils. He doesn't even really need an inker. I think, doesn't he ink most of the time himself?
Sometimes he does, or he has someone else does it. He actually brought up the fact that there was a point where he wasn't just hitting like that, and I completely forgot. We just finished talking about Uncanny Avengers.
Yep.
He was doing the art for Uncanny Avengers back when Deadpool was on the team, and I found a cover of his where he would complain about how he didn't know how to do like limbs and stuff like that. So everybody was having all kind of dislocated joints and muscles. But it really does depend on who else is helping with these kinds.
Shaman 05 Line says at the end of the movie, talking about Multiverse of Madness, he said, can you see the Illuminati watching a video of Hulk setting up Planet Hulk, like doing like a stinger where they're like, oh, we need to do something about Hulk. You know what? Honestly, I don't see it now just based on the landscape of things that we see currently. Yeah. But I could see them wondering, like, not saying they'll do it like right now, because right now I don't think Hulk can have solo movies. Well, he's doing stuff. He just can't have solo movies.
I just meant in the sense of he's not really rampaging around. He's a smart boy.
Oh, yeah. He's Professor Hulk now. He's Professor
Hulk.
Yeah.
So there's really no reason to.
And if I'm not mistaken, I think his arm is still fucked up. Let's see. Oh, you know what? What was that? Jadena? You remember Jadena? The guy that had that song from Luke Cage?
Yeah, Long Live the Chief. Yeah, that's what that's another guy said.
Yeah. Okay. I couldn't see him curating the soundtrack, but I could see that motherfucker on the soundtrack.
Yeah.
Look, hey, you know what? Put that motherfucker in the Black Panther soundtrack. I'd listen.
Now he is an actor. He is actually an actor. He was on a few episodes of Insecure, matter of fact.
Yes, he was. And I like his music. His music's actually pretty cool. Let's see. I'm going back and look. Run this. Oh, you know what? Run the Jewels. I didn't think about that. Run the Jewels. I mean, technically, they do a lot of shit though. Like their music is in most of the trailers for Marvel movies, damn near. Yeah. Because what was it? What was the one they had? Hell, the first Black Panther trailer was Run the Jewels. They had Run the Jewels on it. So I mean, shit. Someone said De La Soul. I can see De La Soul doing it. Though theirs would be, I would see theirs, and I would put theirs in the same boat as like Tribe and The Roots. Yeah. By the way, I still find it criminal that De La Soul's older albums are not on most streaming services because of a licensing issue. Which just blows my fucking mind. Because I was trying to listen to 3 Feet High and Rising. Yeah. And there was another album they had. I think it was called The Stakes. The Stakes is High. Or that may have just been one of the main songs. That might have been one of just the main. Let me double check that. It was that was the album. 1996. The Stakes is High. One of probably my favorite album by De La Soul. Which obviously has the song Stakes is High, but also has like It's So Easy, Super MCs, and Dog Eat Dog, shit like that. But yeah, an amazing album. De La Soul is very underrated. People think that people think of De La Soul, they think about 3 Feet High Rise. They had the big ass fucking fades. You need to forget that shit. The motherfuckers got bars. Also, one of my favorite MF Doom songs is with De La Soul. It's called Rock Cocaine Flow. It's on De La Soul's The Grind Date album. But it's a really awesome song, and if you've never heard Rock Cocaine Flow, go look it up. I highly recommend. You will enjoy. Let's see here. Let's get back into the questions because I kind of got off in the weeds again. Let's see here. Let's see. Let's see here. What if they give Red Hulk the Planet Hulk storyline? Well, we know Red Hulk is supposedly in She-Hulk, but I don't know how much of a role that's going to be.
What Red Hulk is it? Is it Ross?
The thing we don't know. That's what we don't know. We don't know.
Okay, because they did do the one after him on that fucking, I can't remember the name of that damn book. But it was a different Red Hulk, and he had a big ass mustache.
I forget. I fucking forget.
It was a team book, and I think Squirrel Girl was on it.
Wait. Ooh. Wait a minute. Was it the one that was in Avengers No Surrender? Was it that one? The one they had because didn't they have like a suit or some shit?
I think so.
I'm actually looking it up right now because
I'm trying to find it myself because it was relatively new.
Because I do remember I do remember there being another Red Hulk. I just don't remember the circumstances.
Yeah, because he had a porn stash, and I think they were able to. He was only Red Hulk for a certain period of time.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about. Was it U.S. Avengers?
Yes.
Yeah, U.S. Avengers. I know exactly. Yeah. Because that was the only team I could think of with Squirrel Girl and Red Hulk in the same place at the same time.
Okay, his name is Robert Maverick.
Okay, got you. Also, good news. Edward Enigma 9x9 says that De La Soul just got back their masters recently. Okay, so maybe we'll start seeing it on. Maybe we'll start seeing them doing some stuff now. Because man, that shit pissed me off. Which is why I always say, yeah, you need to watch these deals. These people are signing. Need to watch them. So speaking of Red Hulk, with William Hurt gone, who would you want to replace him?
Yeah,
man, that's a tough one. That's a tough one. I tell you what. Man, who's another actor that could do it? Oh man, I'm sitting here. I'm sitting here trying to think of somebody that could. Someone that has the same like level. Because I'm not gonna lie. Say what you will about William Hurt. Say what you will about him. He did actually put off a good Thunderbolt Ross. I guess you know. Well, you know what I just thought about, but I don't want him. I don't want him because he's gotten kind of problematic as of late. I don't know. God, what's this dude's name? Shit. Do you remember, was it Sam Elliott?
Yeah.
Because if I'm not mistaken, he played Thunderbolt Ross before. At least I think he did. Because wasn't he in the original Hulk movie?
in the Eric Bana Hulk.
Yeah, he was in the Eric Bana Hulk. So yeah, I mean, technically you could go that route if you really wanted to. But I wouldn't want them to go there. I mean, they could. I don't really give a shit. I don't know, maybe, you know what, even though people don't associate him with this sort of thing, you could probably get like Craig T. Nelson or somebody like that, even though he's more associated with comedy. He has played serious roles before. I think people just don't notice it. But a lot of people might recognize him as the voice of Mr. Incredible. But I remember back in the day when he was on the show Coach. That'll show my age. That show, that was like late 80s. Early 90s.
I didn't have cable, so I know exactly what Coach is.
Yeah. Oh, man. Rough. It says on that note, why the fuck did William Hurt not get the props he deserved when he passed? The reason why is because his former wife which technically she had brought up these allegations in the past, but when he died, those allegations resurfaced of him physically and verbally and emotionally abusing her in ways that only Mark Spector can relate to. That's all I will say. And that kind of killed it from there. Here, we're about to hit that. We're gonna get that here right after this question with from Bill. Says, with the Siege Perilous revealed as the holy grail to otherworld mutants, it acts as a gateway to Judgment. Will it be used in either Judgment Day or Knights of X? Yes, the abbreviation sounds too dirty. Yeah, that's why I said Knights of X. I didn't even try and read it the way that it was. You see it, Carter? He's like, I'm gonna giggle now. Dude, you know what? Because people say for House of X they say Hawks, and for Powers of 10 they say Pox. So usually people say Hawks Pox. Can you imagine a motherfucker say, "Yeah, man, y'all reading Cox"?
Danger, danger, danger.
Which I've not read.
You finna get all the nasty looks in the comic shop saying that shit out loud.
Dude, I'm gonna go into Comics and Collectibles tomorrow. Be like, yeah, man, y'all got that first issue of Cox in? But no, I haven't read Knights of 10 yet. I skimmed it. I didn't read it. I skimmed it to see if it was anything like worth it. Because I'm sorry. I'll be brutally honest. I'm just not into... Excalibur was one of those books that Teenie Howard did that I just was... That book waxed and waned with the phases of the moon. And while I enjoyed the good parts, the bad parts just made me not want to read it at all. And when I realized that Knights of 10 was just more of that, I was like, nah, I'm good. So honestly, yeah, I'm not interested. I'm not interested in Knights of 10 or Cox or whatever the fuck it's gonna be called. Jonathan Moda with the 1999 the super chat says, you may need Kevin Spacey hate for the new Hulk. Agreed on Sam Elliott. Yeah, no, because Sam Elliott, he caught shrapnel for criticizing... What movie was it? It was a movie that Benedict Cumberbatch was in very recently. Was it Way of the Dog or something like that? I can't remember exactly.
Year of the Dog, Hair of the Dog, one of them. It was the cowboy. It was the cowboy movie.
It was Way of the. It was The Power of the Dog. Okay. The Power of the Dog. And basically, because it's kind of like a western. And Sam Elliott criticized the movie because he felt
ain't no such thing as gay cowboys.
Well, not even just that. He didn't like the idea of a woman directing a western, which I thought was weird. Know that was weird. Yeah, that was the other part of it. But I was just kind of like, okay. Weird flex, but okay. So that's why Sam Elliott kind of caught shrapnel. This was a while ago. Let's see here. Power of the dog. I like it. Let's see. Herbert Scott said, just say it. Jonathan Hickman doing British swords and sorcery shit. This ain't by X-Men. I mean, here's the thing, though. It's not... Here's my thing. I love sword and sorcery. I play Dungeons and Dragons like 3 times a week, damn near. Yeah, with 3 different groups. I'm not saying it with the same people. 3 completely different groups of people. So yeah, it is a thing. But yeah, it is what it is. Dude, the homie Art Edmondson in here says, hey, Blerd fam, been a long time since I've been able to catch you all in the cave. Hey, we appreciate you making it, pimp. We appreciate you. Art is one of the OGs. He's triple OG. Art is triple OG. Art's been with me since like literally the early days of the like before there was a Blerd cave. Basically he is like you could do it like, what was it? Hey, you have like 1500 BC. that is like but in this case the BC is before cave. Oh god. So yeah, he was with the channel before we were doing Blerd caves ever. Let's see. It says, with John Watts leaving Fantastic Four, have you heard the rumor of him returning in Spider-Man 4 with Tom and Zendaya? I have heard he is coming back for it. I have heard he's coming back. The question now is who is going to be taking over FF. But if I had my druthers, I wouldn't mind the Russos coming back for Fantastic Four. I think they would do it justice. I think they would do justice to that one. But you know what? I would like to pick another off the beaten path person, someone who's been doing a lot of Star Wars lately. And I'm not talking Jon Favreau.
Yeah.
Bryce Dallas Howard.
Yeah.
I'd like to see Bryce Dallas. You heard it here first, y'all. Bryce Dallas Howard for Fantastic Four. If she gets it, I'm in on it.
It trips me out every time I see one of these really good episodes, and Bryce Dallas Howard was the one who did it. I'm like, oh shit, okay, they did the thing.
Oh yeah, some of the better episodes of The Mandalorian are hers.
Yeah.
And if I'm not, I want to look this up. I want to make sure that I'm not talking. I want to make sure I'm not talking out of turn here. Let's see here. I'm actually going to her director credits. Let's see here. The best episode, I would dare say, of the Book of Boba Fett, she is responsible for.
Yeah.
It's the episode called Return of the Mandalorian, which was basically an episode of the fucking Mandalorian.
Yeah, it was the season premiere of Mandalorian. Yep.
Be a episode 4 and 11 of the Mandalorian, Sanctuary and the Heiress. Those are also two of the best episodes of their respective season. Like I said, she's got the chops. I know a lot of people associate her as an actress, but she's a fantastic director. In my opinion, granted, most of her stuff has been television, but that
I wouldn't be surprised to hear that she had something to do behind the camera of this new Jurassic Park movie.
I wouldn't be shocked either.
Not surprise me.
I would be. Well, she's doing I think this is the reboot of Flight of the Navigator. She is directing the reboot of Flight of the Navigator, so she's got a movie under her belt. It's not filming. I think it's starting pre-production. But some of y'all may or may not remember, there was an old Disney movie called Flight of the Navigator about this kid who gets caught up in the spaceship that takes off with him in it. This is a really cute little movie from way back in the 80s. But yeah, I wouldn't be shocked. Matter of fact, I'm looking to see right now what other credits she might have. But yeah, the new Jurassic Park, wouldn't be shocked. Would not be shocked if we found out somewhere down the stretch that that she is did some stuff behind the scenes. I mean, let's be real here. Who's her daddy? Her daddy's Ron Howard.
Opie.
God damn this motherfucker. Yes, Ron Howard. So I mean, let's be real here. I think that if anybody is gonna if anybody's gonna have the chops, to do something of this magnitude, I think Bryce Dallas Howard can handle it just fine. But yeah, there you go. Let's see. It says, more importantly, will we see Maria Rambeau in the Marvels? Peyton Reed wanted to do an FF movie, as in previous reports said. Peyton Reed, I think, could probably do it too. Peyton Reed's another one that I think, if I'm not mistaken, Peyton Reed is the one who did the Ant-Man movies. So yeah, I think, yeah, it could be done. And right now they're busy with Ant-Man and the Wasp, Quantum Mania, which is in the middle of filming, I believe.
I keep forgetting about that movie.
Yeah, it's still a thing. It's still a thing. Herbert Scott said, Ryan Coogler already has the Panther, Namor coming, Doom coming, give him that FF. I mean, no. Here's the thing. I personally wouldn't mind it. I wouldn't mind if Ryan Coogler got it. I just don't want that brother to be too busy, because he also got to do Bitterroot. he got to do Bitterroot. I don't want Bitterroot getting fucked off for Fantastic Four. I'll be mad as hell. Let's see here. Creek Evil says, Carter and Ernie, after seeing the Moon Knight series so far, what are your feelings about the potential Disney Plus revival of the Daredevil series?
I think it'll be good, but the action scenes won't be nearly as good.
Maybe.
Just looking at Moon Knight and the way they do the action scenes, they won't be, I won't say as good. They won't be as visceral as the Netflix stuff was.
I don't think so either. But I will say, having gone back and rewatched that fight scene from the season finale, or series finale rather, of Daredevil, whew, Bullseye was flinging them broken shards of glass at Kingpin's kneecaps.
You know what I'm saying? Like you would have to see.
They'd have to step up the violence a little.
Especially what he did to the Kingpin at the end.
Oh yeah. Well,
And with the symbolism they use with the blood on that painting that he always stared at stuff, you would have to do that with that show because it was done in a nice way. I don't think they'll do that though.
Yeah. I don't think so. I don't think they'll be able to do it. But once again, I will say I want to be fair because there is a shot, and it's not a quick one. There's a shot in episode 4 of Moon Knight where Mark wholesale swings an axe into a dude's chest, and they don't cut away from it. I think the violence in Moon Knight, I think, is more, while it's few and far between, I think that it still stands out because it's not gratuitous. Mm-hmm. It's not like he put the axe in dude's chest, ripped out, and blood gushed everywhere. No, he literally he puts the axe in dude's chest and he leaves it there. And dude just like, oh shit, and it hits the ground. And it's not like they cut away. You literally see an axe in a dude's chest. Mm-hmm. But yeah, like I said, they pick their shots. And honestly, if they do that with Daredevil, I'd be perfectly fine with it. Though I would like to see some fight scenes on the level of what we got, like the hallway fight scenes in the first and second season. I would like to see that. And a continuation of Bullseye, please and thank you. I really liked that guy as Bullseye. Rob Taylor said some of y'all wasn't outside for Flight of the Navigator.
Man.
The original Flight of the Navigator. I'm actually looking it up when it came out. Ooh, 1986. Bruh. I wasn't even in this earth that long before that movie came out. I was born in 82. I was still playing with Legos. I was sitting playing with Legos. Remember them old Hulk Hogan, Hillbilly Jim, the little rubber WWF action figures, the ones that was real stiff and didn't move, so you had to literally when you moved them, they moved like this. I was sitting here playing with my WWF action figures, making Hulk Hogan drop the leg on Hillbilly Jim, but when he dropped the leg, he didn't drop it like Hulk Hogan really did. He didn't do the sit down. No. He did the lay down. He was like, boom. Oh, goddamn. He said, will there be multiple Agathas in the Multiverse of Madness prior to House of Harkness? There's a theme in the titling. I think we'll see Agatha. Though I don't think she's going to be a major player, but I do think we'll see her. If for no other reason, then I'm pretty sure we're going to be revisiting WandaVision. So Agatha's very likely to show up too. Though I wonder if she'll show up in the fashion that she is by the end of the show. Like, where I think maybe we might see what leads to her coming back as the Agatha from, who was actually doing shit. Or maybe we'll actually get the good guy version of Agatha as opposed to the one that's more villainous. Because typically Agatha's not a bad guy. She's just a person that's there. She's usually not evil. Let's see here. Let's see. This is one Kevin Feige at Comic-Con D23 Expo 2022. Yeah, I don't know. It might happen. More than likely. Actually, D23 is more likely than anything else. Let's see. Shaman05 Line says, what was it? Intro Betty and General Ross movie where Ross is obsessed with him over past actions like the Hulkbuster event. She-Hulk gets hurt or captured, causing the Rampage, Illuminati, Planet Hulk. Actually, She-Hulk, you could actually maybe get away with, but I don't want them rushing She-Hulk into being a rage monster. I want She-Hulk to get her flowers and get to be pretty and hang out and wear fancy gowns and dresses and go to socialite parties and beat up superheroes and represent supervillains in court. Will she represent Star Fox in court? Who knows? Says, if 2 or 3 X-Men showed up as Xavier's personal bodyguards in Doctor Strange 2, who would you want to see? Well, I definitely want to see Storm, but I think if we were going to see Halle Berry on set, I think we would have known by now. Because she like Icebox. She can't keep shit. But if I had my druthers, I would want it to be Storm. I would like to see Jean. I would like to see Jean. And of course, I'd like to see Cyclops. I don't want to see Wolverine. But I think Wolverine would be more likely than any of the others because of popularity. But one that would trip me out, the Deadpool version of Colossus. If I saw the Deadpool version of Colossus, I would holler. Or if we saw Kelsey Grammer as Beast. Sean Ashmore, he ain't doing nothing. Where's Iceman? Anna Paquin, you ain't doing shit. Get your ass over here. But I want real Rogue. I don't want just regular Rogue. I want the real Rogue with the superpower, with the super strength. And she got to say sugar at least once. Did she say sugar all 3 of the movies, did she?
No, she did.
Man, get the fuck out of here. But anyways, that's it. That's the show. That's it. That's all we're doing. I thought this was going to be a shorter one, but that was not the case. But let's see here. Let's get back. There you go. Okay, Carter, what you got going on this week, man? Are you gonna be doing any more streaming? Got any more stuff coming up?
I'm probably not, because in roughly 2 weeks' time, Evil Dead the game is gonna be out, and then I'm gonna be back streaming.
Okay, all right. I might be on there with you then, because I'm planning on picking it up. Isn't it supposed to be on Game Pass, or is it on Epic?
It's on Epic. That's how I'm getting it.
Okay. Let me see.
Don't hold me to this, but I think it might be crossplay. Nah,
I'm looking it up now.
Okay. But yeah, I'm gonna be doing that. More than likely, Monday, I'm probably gonna start playing Control.
Oh, it does have crossplay. It will have crossplay across all platforms.
Sweet. So, as always, people, Carter Presents is the YouTube. I just uploaded the Darkness 2 playthrough I did on there a few days ago. I'm contemplating if I'm gonna. I found a PS2 emulator, so I don't have to go and buy my PlayStation 2 anymore from this old game. So I can just get my PS3.
Why didn't you ask me? I could have hooked you up.
What do you mean?
The emulator.
Oh, okay.
I got PS1, PS2, and PS3 emulators.
I didn't know there was a PS3 one, but yeah, I got the PS2 one. I was having some fun with God Hand. Oh God, 50 Cent Bulletproof was that was a funny mess. But yeah. But yeah, May 13th is when I'm for sure gonna be back streaming, just for the Evil Dead game, because I really want to put a lot of time into that game, where you might actually get like actual content tutorial stuff out of me on that game, depending on how good it is.
Yeah.
So I'm ready for that.
Okay. Also, yes, Herbert Scott knows what's up. He said Anna Diop for Storm. Yes, please. Thank you. But no, I got nothing. I mean, I got some videos in the works that I'm trying to put together. Same ones I've always been trying to put together. Yeah. Just because, once again, new video editing software that I'm using, DaVinci Resolve. It's nothing like Vegas Pro. It's a whole other monster. It is way more complex. So it's taking me more time to get stuff done, but I am getting stuff done. So that's the important part. What else is there? Yeah, Spider-Man video coming up soon, most likely. There's some more character breakdowns that are on the way. As I said before, just some things have happened that kind of push those things back. Some will get released a little later than I probably would have originally planned. But the good news is DaVinci Resolve renders videos stupid fast. So I can do more work by a little bit. Anyway, I think that's it. Carter,
all right.
I think we're done. Let's get it out of here. I'm going to say thank you all so much. Thank you all for everyone who's here. Everybody chatted, super chatted, subscribed, followed, whatever the fuck, and hung out with us. And if you're catching this on I guess on the replay, then hey, we appreciate you coming in for the replay as well. Take care. We will see y'all next time. By this time next week, will it be this time next week? Yes, it will. We'll be talking about Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness as well as the Moon Knight finale. And yeah, we'll see you next time. We out of here. Keep it plus ultra out there in these streets. Bamf.
Bye.